Welcome to the study group. Ryan, show us your hands. We're going to do some hand histories and look at some MDA tools. Cool.
And like started off like going up like 100 and then ended up being 100 down. But anyway, let me replay. All right, so first one, ace nine. This one's in the way. So I've got a limper, so I decide to like, raise big. He calls. Um, yeah, decide to check on the flop. It's not too great, kind of wet. Not entirely sure what he could be representing with his limp call. Um, and then he goes big, quite big. I do end up calling with because I have some draws. He goes quite big again, and I just decide to just get out of there. Because I don't no longer have the flush draw.
Good. Good fold, sir. Good fold.
Yeah. Any thoughts on like the on what he like he was betting quite big, right? For the like what he could be betting with.
Um, a better
Did he
hand.
bet the flop or did you? Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, this is the flop. He bet pot on the flop and then pot on the turn.
Okay, I think you
And
could just
pre-flop,
fold the flop. You can probably just fold on the flop if he pots it. That's a massive bet. But
like
I don't.
pre,
I'm
pre
not.
and pre-flop he limped and then called my like 5.5 big blind bet.
The limpers are so annoying. Like
They are
yeah.
annoying, but ideally they're profitable if we learn to play them correctly.
Yeah. But you would have liked to fold.
Can we see the,
I don't know.
can you go over that whole line again? Go over the whole hand from the beginning
Yeah.
again.
Start all the way from the beginning.
All
Thanks,
right,
man.
so
All right, so he EP, first position, he limps.
everybody folds up to me, and yeah,
Okay, I like your sizing. He calls. All right, we
and I
get this
I
flop.
check.
So one exploit here. Yeah, this is a fine default. One exploit here is that think about the range you're against here. Like, what is it? What's the shape of it? It certainly does hit this a lot, I think. It's got a lot of draws available here. But so probably this is a fine hand to give up on. You have a gutter, but this size, you have a gutter and over
Gutter and a backdoor.
and a back
So I,
door. But against this size, I think it's a reasonable overfold. But
yeah,
the other
I
thing you
mean,
want
is
to think
this?
about this, go ahead, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, you could check raise. I mean, it's a shame you went so big because this would be a nice hand to check raise.
Yeah, he doesn't
As a
have that much behind, unfortunately. You're right, though.
Yeah, but
like
I mean the sizing's so weird. Like he's short stacked and then he pots it. I don't know.
Yeah, you're kind of handcuffed because there's just not much behind here.
mm,
I mean, you're limited in pot odds. I would say that you can C bet at a higher frequency here than you can against three bet call. I don't think his range is as good as strong as a three bet call range because
like you're saying that I should have c bet
I think at some
more often.
frequency you can exploitatively over C bet here. Although I think this particular texture does lend a check sometimes. But
I think
Generally,
Bet
his limp
eight.
call range is going to be weak. It's going to be weaker than a RFI
Yeah,
three
it's going
bet
to be
call
more
range.
similar to just a single raise pot versus the big blind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you can. I mean, so we looked at this a couple months ago. Like, what happens when they have a very wide range that's getting when you're the aggressor out of position? Like, what, in solver, if all of a sudden you've got a linear three bet range versus a very wide three bet calling range, well, all of a sudden you're betting range. You're betting every single flop, regardless of texture.
Mm.
Now, I will say this texture does lend to some checking, but
Yeah.
I think your
I mean, his VPIP isn't that big, although
oh,
it's
his
only
VPIP is very,
35.
yeah, 37 is big.
Yeah, 37's pretty big, especially with
I mean,
that sample size.
it's on the bigger side, but I mean, it's only 35% sample size. So I mean,
So
I've
yeah, I
seen
would,
people like at like 60, like people who limp. For people who limp a lot, they tend to have a way bigger VPIP, I think.
yeah, I think you can see that more here. I think you can see that here at some frequency, even though the texture doesn't really lend to it. We got, let's think about what the origin ranges are. And the origin range of a limp call ISO range is weaker than a three bet range.
Yeah, I think I mean generally when I'm ISOing limpers, I'm c betting range, and we saw that in the when peak when we drilled the exploitative drills against limpers, is that we were c betting range pretty much every time. Um,
Uh,
and I think this one, if I recall, this texture is kind of a smaller c bet, and then see what they do.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, you're starting with a much stronger range of what they have. So,
yeah, because if he has the value he's representing here, when you see bet, he's going to raise you anyways. And generally, even on this texture, if you're betting as the pre-flop raiser and they're raising on this, it's just in the lower stakes, it's just never really a lie.
right. So you would have liked to like bet like a quarter, like three or four.
Be probably be
Or
33. Like I'd bet like 4 or 4.5 bigs here. And see, and if he raises you, he's probably just gonna he's gonna turn his hand face up. I think even this pot size bet when you check, his hand is face up. If he's just stabbing to stab, he's not going to choose that sizing unless you've seen him use that sizing frequently, and that's just he's just a button clicker, and that's the size he uses.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and
It's
you do have like hover over his continuation bet 100. How many times has he c bet? 3 of 3. Okay. Do you remember at all if
no.
those C bets were for pot, or I guess because it's you're on an anonymous site, right?
Yeah, it's GG Poker. Like, no,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well,
No.
that's right, because you don't have your HUD stats in game.
Well, technically,
Yeah.
it's not a C bet here. He checked two
Right,
hands.
right. But we can still get information from his C betting patterns on how aggressively he plays the flop. You know, a
Right.
guy with a 85, 90, 100 C bet is probably what we can deduce is going to stab more frequently than a guy with a 35 C bet. You know what I'm saying? Like we can still make that deduction. Versus a guy who, and then if he's c betting small or stabbing small, and then all of a sudden stabs huge, for pot like this, we can make the inference that it's fairly honest and face up. Where if we see him, not stabbing very frequently or not stabbing c betting frequently, and he comes out with this sizing, he's being honest.
All right,
Hmm.
what's your next hand, sir?
Right. Sure. Let's see.
We like ace jack suited.
Yeah, got a caller on the button,
Spot.
so I decide to raise on the bigger and they
Uh-oh.
call. Yeah. I probably should have just checked.
Yes.
And then he bets big and I just fold.
So,
Yeah, I probably just threw away 10 big blinds, right? Unless you
yeah.
ever wanna do something on this board with ace jack.
Let's go back to pre-flop.
Sure.
Um, so I think you can consider a larger size here for
Right.
your squeeze size.
All
Um,
right.
Two
the
reasons.
let me see how deep you are. The argument would be, well, you're deeper against
There's
neutral
two reasons
razor.
you should go bigger here, in theory.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to go bigger. I like 14 to 15 here. Now,
Yeah.
the reason that's a better size here is because you really want to go heads up. And the bigger you go, the more you're going to result in a heads up pot post flop. Now here you just totally whiff, but still, I mean, you're going to get a lot of flats. You're still going to go multi-way a lot, but if I think you want to go bigger, go like 14, go 15. Find the size. I mean, I think the prescriptive size is exactly 14, but find
All
a
right.
size that results in heads up pots. So that might be 15 on your pool. It might be 16, but you
I
probably
mean,
want to
like
go bigger.
the size I get from like peak is would be to just raise 10, which is just maybe like something they should look at some point.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Rain, did you peak? Did you do it for 150 big blinds though? So you're deeper than 100, which is one of the reasons
Right.
when I mentioned there were two reasons here. I think you should go bigger here. One of them is
No, I
because
Average
mean,
you're
effective
deep
stack is
against the
100.
original razor. And the
right.
second reason is because you do have a cold collar in between. So I think
Yeah, no,
those
Right. I
two
mean,
I'm
reasons
pretty
it's a
sure
allow you
cold
to
call.
get a
It's a cold
bigger.
caller from the button, right? Though, right? Which isn't
Rain
that
peak.
weird?
I'm pretty sure peak would say at least 14 with a caller, right?
yeah.
It'll be
This
10.
isn't a three bet. This is a squeeze. So you're going to use a bigger sizing. I mean,
Actually
I can.
says when we go low jack open, button call from the big blind, it the three bet size is to 10, but it mixes. I don't hate just a call here.
Yeah. No, I
I
mean,
mean,
I could see that as well.
but yeah, that's also very the call I think is very opponent dependent.
Right.
Hmm.
We notice if we go when button folds and it's going to be heads up versus low jack, ace jack suited is a pure call.
Right.
Once we get the limper in there, that's where it starts to squeeze. And I don't know why Peak doesn't choose because it doesn't really
I
do a
mean,
whole lot of multi-way. But
yeah. No, it doesn't. It doesn't really have this. I mean, it doesn't have post flop solutions, but it
no,
doesn't
and no
change
post flop solutions for
sizes.
multi-way.
But it also doesn't change the sizes depending on multi-way. It does change
Yes.
the percentages and like the call raise stuff. But yeah, the sizes definitely um are quite a bit lower in these cases than uh, at least this is the stuff that I hear you guys saying, and also some the stuff I think GDO Wizard has, right?
Like
yeah,
in
GTO
GTO
Wizard uses a
Wizard,
The
bigger
wizard
size.
Let
the
me
wizard
open
does
my
this to
GTO Wizard
the
for 150 big blinds for a low jack open button call. It wants you to go 17 big blinds.
yeah, and at 100 it
right,
It's
wants you to
massive.
go with a 2.2 open. Still wants you to go 14, and it likes ace jack suited for it.
right.
Actually, it's
It
just
does it
calling ace
100%.
jack. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm saying at 100, not 150. You're looking at 150.
All right, let's look at your flop situation here. So you get two collars, and then so we got 36 and a half in the. Yeah, I mean,
Like I don't think this really does well with their ranges, but
So in theory, if this was heads up, not multi-way, but heads up, you're going to be quite polar here, and you're going to
yeah.
use often.
And then
You're
this
going
is
to check
probably
often, but then when you bet, you're going to bet big.
yeah. And this is
But
probably in the middle, right? Like not good enough, but also not bad enough to bet
but
big.
but multi-way here, you're not up against two cards, you're up against four cards. So
Yeah,
you're fighting for equity against four cards. I think giving up here is fine. I think
yeah,
checking here is fine because you just totally whiff, and maybe you get lucky and it checks through and you hit an
yeah,
overcard. But I think checking here is fine. And now you know where
yeah,
you are, and you're done with the hand.
yeah.
So
But but on if it was if I like let's say one of them did fold, would you have liked a bet on the flop?
I think you can. I think generally,
It's
from
I
my
mean it's
position, I
well
think generally
probably
you. Well, it depends on which player. Is it the initial raiser or the button player or the button?
right.
Which one are you asking in the hypothetical?
I mean so let in the first one let's say it would be the initial raiser who gave up.
All
I
right, so now
mean
you're against a very
so
interesting.
then we're out of position.
Yeah, but you're against a
Uh
very interesting range, right?
yeah, because he called twice, which is
So
kind of weird.
what cards does he not have that you have? What combos does he have that you does he never have that you have?
What combos does he never have that I mean he should be quite capped, right?
Yeah, but let's think about what their range is and what we're going to do about it. So what? Let's just we don't have to go through all the combos, but what are the most important hands that you have that he does not have?
Aces, kings, queens.
Yeah, he does, and this is even more so in this situation, right? He would have had to flat aces, kings, and queens twice. He ain't doing that. So against the button range, I think you can apply aggression. Against the UTG range, which is a much more stronger range, I think I would probably give up, but I think I would
I mean,
exploitatively push it against this guy in the button if he flats.
right? Because this, if he like if he would have to like let's say it's the other way around, right? This guy calls and this guy folds. This guy would be much less incentivized
I mean,
to
in
bet
theory,
with
he
another
shouldn't have
guy.
it. In theory, he has no flats. So in theory,
Yeah,
he really doesn't have any flats. In theory, he's not supposed to ever
yeah.
have any flats. Like I said 6 times, so he doesn't have aces, kings, or queens. He's
Hmm.
in theory, he's gonna have like a lot of ace queen flats. He's gonna have like ace queen, ace jack suited. He's gonna have some traps, middle pairs, like
995
yeah,
it,
nines through
or
jacks, maybe nines through tens.
yeah.
So, um, yeah, but once you go up against two people here, it's pretty easy to give up
Yeah,
here. Again, because you're
yeah.
fighting for
All
equity
right,
against four cards, not two.
all right.
Rain on GTO Wizard, it's only betting this against two people if you've got the hearts. So
Oh,
Right.
did you do a quick multi-way solve?
yeah.
Can we see it?
So if you've got Ace Jack of Hearts, it's betting.
Cool. Can you stop sharing for a second, Ryan, and we'll let
Yeah.
Josh show us to the multi-way fancy multi-way solve.
It's only there.
Okay. Okay, so we've got big blind low jack button. Can we look at the ranges real quick? Can you just go to like well, you don't have to do that. Just go to like the okay, this will work. Probably the
Is
easier
this
way
what
to
you
do it,
want?
frankly, is to I'll let you decide. It's your machine, but one way to do it is just to go click on their node and we can look at their what their ranges are.
On here? Click.
Yeah, just click on his node. So he's got this is like a very Yeah, this is a pretty. He's got like, what is this? How many combos is this? This is like 2% of range. It's like 12 combos that he flats here, which makes sense. Ace queen. There's the ace queen. Queens makes sense. Ace king. Okay, now what do they give button here? So button
Pairs. Yeah.
closing action is going to have implied odd hands. Run the ace queen suited, king queen suited. Okay, these make sense. And then so go back to us. Now we know what we're dealing with. All right, so here's our squeeze range. We're checking a lot. So like I said, I feel smart. We're checking a lot, but when we do bet, we're using a polar sizing solver. I assume you allowed solver to automatically choose these sizings.
Wait, I mean, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yeah,
not
this is
like that
just
you
what
only.
it comes out with, and that's generally like the what it prefers, right? I'm not sure how they program it,
On
but
this texture, heads up, we do. I didn't know about multi-way, but it makes sense that it's using this. But
so that makes sense when you're bluffing, out of position, you got to have backdoor stuff, right? So
it speaks
you
more,
got to have
yeah,
equity rather.
on this texture.
Yeah.
So like, if you like, will you hit the breakdown tab real quick, please, sir?
Larry, one
Which
thing
one's that?
about the
Oh,
way the AI
breakdown.
solve works, the AI
Yeah.
solve, at least on the tournament thing, it doesn't necessarily choose its favorite size. You to check if it likes the sizes, you have to go in and give it, an alternate size, and then you see that whether it takes it or not. So sometimes
Okay.
it just picks a size, but it isn't the preferred size. So that's a test.
All right. So
42. Okay. Okay.
yeah, so we don't have, notice we don't have a normal bluffing range here. We don't have like bottom of range that we're bluffing into two people. Like on the left, bottom of range. We don't have any bluffs down here in the C betting into two people. These probably this middle region here that's red. That's going to be the flush draws, like around 17% equity. Like if you go down to your left,
Yeah.
where you see that first red
Well,
splotch. Sorry, on the city
this,
graph on the top where you were before. That red spot's right to the right of where you are now.
this.
No, the big one right next to that. All right. So these are
So in
like,
with a heart,
these are all
ace,
blockers. That's why they have so little equity.
ace, queen with a heart.
These are all like blocking. These are like ace, queen blocking, king, queen block. Okay. Thank you. Um, and then, okay, what are we doing? Can you go back to strategy, please? Notice how much we're checking our overpairs here in this
Yeah. So
configuration in
if you've got a heart, you're more likely to bet, and if you just because you got more equity, I guess, right? Oh, so the queens just bet more often.
I mean, can you like try a smaller bet size just to check? Because it could be that it would bet more often if you do.
So why don't you give it like, so what would we use here? We give it an overbet too, just for fun. I don't think it's ever going
Yeah.
to use it, but
If
let's
you
just
give
have
it
it.
loads of bet sizes, doesn't it just use them all a little bit?
No,
Yeah.
usually what it ends up doing is just picking one that it likes.
Okay.
I mean,
Not every time. Sometimes it'll pick.
it definitely went from like 66 to 25 with
Yeah,
all
like the
hands.
25. Like,
And also with like some checks to the 25% as well. Like
you have a
it's
filter on. Would you mind?
less.
Did you need to turn the filter on?
Who? Me?
Yeah. See where it
What
says
filter?
clear above the card matrix? Yeah, so this is
I don't know what that was.
it's
Okay.
because you clicked on B25.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we bet B you want okay, I thought it would fit bigger, but I liked it.
So those automatic bet sizes are way off because we put in 25 and now it prefers that. Huh?
Yeah, that's
I don't
surprising to me.
understand.
Scotty's bringing some knowledge, I would imagine, from working with Louis in the
Okay.
tourney, in the tourney study section. So, all right. So you see, we're checking a ton here, and when we bet, we're betting small. I guess probably because we're multi-way.
Yeah.
Can we mix now that we're here?
Yeah.
Can we play with this a little bit? Do you guys, is this useful to play with this? I mean, we're getting to use like the multi-way solve, which is a very,
So
very
what
cool
did you
tool.
bet, Rein? What did he bet?
I bet a bit over a quarter. I bet 10 out of 36.5.
Can I show you another trick here? Josh, hit your spacebar once.
So I bet
Thank you, sir.
27%.
Now we can see the bet size. Okay, so you bet. All right, let's go with this. Then you got two calls. I wonder if it's gonna have two calls. It's
It's like,
calling. And then
and
what
then
was
what
your
was the turn?
1 second. The turn was the 9 of clubs. And then the first guy goes like I check, and then the second guy goes half pot.
so what are you continuing your betting with? Your jacks are shook. Are you protecting your 9x? You don't really bet any 9x.
I mean, it looks like it wants to bet the ace jack suited, even all are those all
Well, that's hearts. That's front door.
because I should not have bet anything that's not hearts on the flop. You mean,
Right.
yeah? Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it appears so.
All right.
It's using some backdoor with the queen. Notice it feels it's got enough showdown with ace king. I would shut down everything here. I would probably check overpairs here, frankly. Maybe that's an error.
Most of
So
my
anyway, you
hands
check.
on a board like this, like, do you really want to be betting anything but pretty strong hands and good draws?
Yeah.
Especially way out of position. It's like I wouldn't really want to be going crazy here. It's
I
great
would
if
be
it
like,
checks through.
I would feel like the turn, I mean, so we've got two calls and then the 9 comes in. I would not feel comfortable betting overpairs here.
No. No.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd even bet the flop. Just, we squeezed, they called, we
I
didn't,
feel like
we
a
have
small
almost
bet's
no equity
really
on the
nice.
flop, out of position multi-way. Like,
I think with an
You shouldn't
overpair, a
have bet.
small bet's nice.
With like
You
kings
shouldn't
or
have bet the flop.
with overpairs, you do want to bet, right?
I'm going to use Scotty's most favorite term ever, and I would say I'd want to be very reverse linear with my betting on the flop. When with overpairs, and I'm not even
Right.
kidding, just because I would want to bet my hands that are going to be more vulnerable, like my jacks, and I'm going to go two streets on those. I go
All right.
three
It
streets on
actually
those.
doesn't do the reverse linear here.
Yeah, I mean, it
mean,
does a little bit. Aces and kings bet more than queens, or actually, it's the opposite. Yeah, aces and kings bet
yeah,
more than queens and
tens
jacks.
and
Huh.
jacks bet, tens bet more than jacks, jacks bet more than
Hmm.
queens bet more than kings, and kings bet more than aces. I'm pretty sure, right?
No, it's the
No,
opposite. It's not
if
reverse
you look
linear.
at
It's
this,
linear.
if you look at
It's
just
aces
the
bet the
screen.
most, kings bet the next most.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, it does just go down. But
Oh
It's
yeah,
linear,
because
but
we're
it's
we're
really
kind of
actually
three bet
equal.
multi-way. We're not aces aren't blocking, but
it
I
could
think we're
possibly
gonna
be
hear
that
from.
jacks aren't going to bet as much because their opponent should still have some queens at the first opponent. It could be something like trying to think of why it would. I would say of
Tough because here we're
disregarding
looking at
solver, I would
heads
want to
up
bet
versus
them more.
multi-way. Like multi-way, this is all gonna
Oh,
change.
this is heads up.
This is
No,
multi-way.
Yeah.
this is
Oh,
multi-way.
this is multi-way.
Oh, this
Yeah.
solution is multi-way?
Yeah, it
Yeah, no,
is.
I would definitely deviate
Oh,
here and
I
say I'm
didn't know
gonna bet
Peak did
my
multi-way, or I
jacks.
mean GT. I didn't know Wiz did multi-way.
This is in the fancy AI tool.
It's
Oh,
like the latest
Yeah, it's
new
pretty
thing.
new. Guys,
It's
I have a
also
question here of how we can beg Josh to show us stuff. Which is more effective use of our time? To change the three bet calling ranges here to something more realistic, are to look at different textures.
think that the calling range is more realistic is going to be
Yeah,
much
I
better
think
because
that.
it's going to affect the solve so much when their range is so much wider than
Yeah,
what it says it is.
can we look at what the calling range is here again in the change button? Yeah, exactly. So let's
And I
pull up.
wonder,
Let's start with our own squeeze range.
I do
Okay, so this is our squeeze range. Is it
that should be
is
accurate.
okay?
He's not
I
going to
mean, do you
squeeze.
want to squeeze more stuff? I know that I'm
No,
normally going
I
to
don't want to
squeeze a
squeeze more
lot, but
stuff. I
I
want to be
don't
more
want to.
linear.
I agree. I'm working on that too. I
Are
would say
you
that
really
in this
squeezing with
situation,
this? Hmm.
I
No, I'm not squeezing those. Yeah, I would
I
pull out.
sometimes do.
I would pull out the underpairs.
I will squeeze those if I have a very weak player to get heads up against, but from out of position, there's not as
I would squeeze out the suited connectors. I would take
yeah.
out suited
Put those
connectors.
out.
Pete
I would
doesn't.
take
Pete,
all
And
of the
Pete
suited
likes the
kings,
6-5, but
remove all the suited kings, and then low suited kings, and then
that's just a king 10, right?
no, king ten. I think king ten is honestly. I'd remove king. Maybe we don't even want to squeeze king ten. Like we kind of don't want to be squeezing that.
Let's take out king 10 and jack 10 and we'll leave it there. And then we'll go on to their ranges.
And then let's
All right.
say, what about nines? You want to leave the little frequency of nines and the like suited wheel aces?
Yeah, let's just leave those. It's fine.
you also like
What if we just did
squeezing with
all?
like the
Can
ace
you
queen
make
off and the king queen off
can you
for
make ace
those.
ace five offsuit full frequency and remove ace four and ace three? Or is that agreeable to you?
Sure.
Is that fair? Does that seem fair enough? Because I would rather do that than be squeezing
Sure.
with ace four and ace three. And then can we do ace jack to full frequency and then make ace queen full frequency and remove king queen? Ace
I
jack
think you,
suited, I meant. Ace jack suited. Sorry. Not ace
yeah,
jack
pull
off.
out king queen off. That I have a personal vendetta against king queen off.
Pull out
And
the
then
ace jack off too. Sorry, I was confusion there.
all right, cool. Now let's go look at let's set up their ranges. So low jack. So this is 19 combos. So what do we do? Let's make a goal to do we triple this? Do we quadruple? Do we go to we are squeezing 75 combos.
Yeah, let's
Do we want to give him do we want to give LoJack 75 combos? Do we want to give him I think 75 combos is good for
he's
his
gonna continue with everything that we three bet except for like the absolute top of range and then plus basically everything we pulled out. So
He's going to continue with this stuff, right?
all that stuff,
yeah,
probably even
yeah.
the
He's gonna have you
offsuit
way
broadways.
too way too sticky.
He's
Oh,
going to have.
you can do
They're never
100%
folding
frequency.
this.
Yeah. Yeah, let's say it's all that, all the suited kings that can make a straight, ace, and then jack, and I would put king jack offsuit and queen jack offsuit in there.
Queen jack.
And then let's do like ace jack offsuit, ace queen offsuit, and king queen offsuit. Maybe I would say they don't like to fold ace 10 offsuit either, so maybe we throw that in there.
Which one?
Ace,
Sorry.
ace 10. I think they're not, I think a lot of
Oh, yeah.
players get
All
attached
right,
to
we're
that
up to
hand.
130 combos. But we haven't even gotten to the
But don't you
pairs.
think even if we're up that high, I would say that this is
All right.
likely what they're calling with, so we might as
Okay,
well
cool.
use
All right.
it. Yeah,
All right,
and
that looks
then
good.
can we do you think all the pairs or maybe like threes and deuces fold out from opening? Or do you think that once they open, they're definitely calling? So yeah,
I
let's
Which
think they're
do
ones?
calling all the pairs.
yeah, all the pairs. But my only thing is that they're probably limp with like twos and threes and stuff like that. But okay.
Yeah, they're either limping or
Well,
and
And do
this isn't a this isn't a limping hand though. This is the second hand.
that's why I wanted to remove some of like the threes and
yeah,
twos because I think they're gonna limp those instead of
I
open
think we
them.
can remove twos, threes, fours.
Okay, yeah, remove
Range.
fours,
Range by committee. That looks good. What? Okay, let's
the connectors real
now
quick.
if you
Sorry.
hit if you
No, I think the player that's limping is splitting ranges is probably limping the suited connectors. They're not raising
You know
them.
what? Yeah, you're probably right. And then can we do like all the wheel aces, suited wheel aces?
I mean, they have a lot of the weak,
See, I
like
don't think they're
the
raising those. I think those would be in a limping range.
Well, let's put at least ace five in. I think at least ace
Okay.
five. I think
like
that's
a
fair.
like the
all right, now
people
you should
really
be able
call
to
like all
save
those
this,
ace and
and then we can import it
king
into.
offsuits.
So if you save this range, see where it says save just above the card matrix, and
A three bet calling range.
give
Low
it
jack.
Brian's favorite range.
I think the range that I face is much lower.
Okay, now if you go to button, and
Yeah.
now we could just load it,
You can remove like all of ace king though.
and then we can take out, and then we can modify this. What do you guys want to modify here? I mean, I
I
don't
would
know how it would be much different.
remove ace king. I think that at least it's gonna get three bet most of the time. And queens. I think queens are getting three bet a lot. Do we think jacks are gonna get three bet a lot or
Yeah, I wouldn't take out jacks. Make this a little
yeah,
tighter.
take out jacks. And then I think we can put in almost every suited ace.
All right.
I think that that's reasonable. And then I think we can add the suited face card 9x to that 9x column with like king nine suited, queen nine suited, jack nine suited. And then the connectors I think are in there. And then every pair. I put 8, 7, 9, 8. Yeah. And then do we think that this is
Yeah, I
good?
think this is a good start. We'll go with this. And then let's hit confirm, and we'll look at what and then we'll solve it. Create solution.
These are some terrible low
Ooh,
jack
has
and
to get
big
me a
blind when
whiz.
button
Okay,
or
now all of a
big
sudden,
button
We're
players,
just
right?
now can
we're
you
just
give it? Can we do the same thing we did before and give it like a couple more sizing options?
this is solver action that
This is so I didn't hear you.
this is like solver messing around with solver that I like. This is cool. Being able to
Yeah,
adjust
yeah,
it
this
and
is pretty
everything.
cool.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
might have to get me a whiz solution or a whiz subscription now.
it's a this is a yeah, it's a very interesting solution. So notice now that we've given them. So what are the differences between A and B? Well, main difference is now we're using big size,
Yeah. So wait, it
and
wants
we're
you
just
to bet
attacking their.
30?
We don't care about texture. I mean, we should look at this on a bunch of different textures, but um, it doesn't even care about texture. It's like, who cares? I'm just going for it. And then
Yeah.
notice it's very linear, protecting its checking range with the aces now.
Reverse
And
linear, actually.
So we just
I know reverse linear. You're right. And then it's just yeah, it's a so what's changed? Well, I
can
mean,
we change our range a little bit?
hold on one second.
Uh,
Let's just go and see what we got here before we start changing ranges. If you don't mind, because
yeah.
we haven't really digested this range yet, this strategy yet. Um,
This is just going to be the same as when we do a lot of things where against a limping range, it kind of turns into is just betting almost all the give
so
such
what
a
I see happening here is that we've discarded the small bet size, right? We're using the B66, and instead of having a much larger checking range versus a betting range, we're now betting a lot more, even though we're betting into two people, and even though this texture is not good for us.
Yeah,
So
but like
do
the
a
other guys
60
call
do
like with
the
a lot of
60
horrible hands, right? So
can you do the 66% and then look at how their ranges react to it? I'd like to see that. Queens, jacks, call.
he just shoves queens. He's like, I'm at
Basically,
top of my range. Boom. Eat some of
yeah.
this.
So I mean, yeah, this is I actually do like this because we're gonna have this is probably pretty accurate to the way that they'll react when you bet that
Yeah.
large. It's just basically folding tons of their range and calling with only hands. So like this is kind of an interesting strategy of like when I do super capped ranges, bet I just bet big. When I get
The other
called, I
the other interesting thing is that like what ace nine is he in position raising here?
just right.
It's the ones with okay. Spade, club. Okay.
So
Got
almost
it.
all of his showdown calls,
Call.
except for his pair.
He's defending his ace five.
Yeah, like
Notice
his
also
six.
at this
With hearts
SPR,
though. Oh no,
look,
he's calling all of his ace five.
the SPR is two, so he doesn't have any other raise sizes other than shove. Can
Well,
you hover over
that's the
ace
only
king,
sizes
for
he
instance?
has.
As he, I wonder if he's
But
calling the
that's
ace king backdoor, the other one, ace king suited.
those are the only sizes LoJack has, or is call or shove.
Well,
Oh, because
I think
Well,
it's
because of our
because of
size, he doesn't
SPR.
have because of our sizing. Because we're at 100 big blinds deep, 110 big blinds.
Well, it's the SPR that matters. It's a very large pot. It's 45 bigs, and
Right.
the effective stack's 110.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
mean,
saying. He doesn't. No other size makes sense. Never mind. I
I
just
mean,
I
we could give him some other sizes, right?
Sure, if you want. I mean, it's up to Josh. He's the one that is kindly doing this for us.
It's fun, whatever you want.
Cheers, Josh. Sure, we can see if he uses. I think he's not going to have any other sizes, but do you want to change low jack so it has some other raise sizes other than all in? I don't think it's really gonna like. I don't know. A click
Yeah.
would be obvious. So what sized? What sized? What C bet was ours? Our C bet sizing was 60%.
66, so 30 bigs. I
So if
mean,
you,
other
uh,
than that, I mean, we could have like a min click, but there's really no other race size that makes sense.
all right, let's see what it does. My guess is it doesn't use them. Yeah, it just it's just shoving because of SPR.
I would say
The SPR
is
is driving
this
this strategy.
Yeah.
is this something we would want to incorporate in our game multi-way?
Well, yeah, I think we do. I mean, I think we this is as close as we're going to get to without getting out
Interesting
pile
to
solver
see.
and supercomputers. This is
I
as good as
mean,
we're going to get.
we're assuming that they are calling way too wide in this multi-way pot.
In reality, people
So,
call the eights, the sevens, and they quite often call this stuff. I think
I think this
yeah,
is
but
realistic to what we're going to see.
tens folding,
okay.
huh? People don't. They're never folding their tens,
Yeah,
right?
they're never
No,
folding
they're not folding the
tens.
tens.
They're never folding.
They're never folding jacks
Yeah, and also like
on the
also
frequency.
like a lot of
They're
stuff like
never
when
folding
they
any
are
suited
calling
combos of hearts.
like when they're calling very wide on the flop, they might also be calling a lot wider on the flop like pre-flop. They might also be calling wider post-flop.
Yes, that's why I ask whether this is something we want to incorporate because this works if they fold at the frequency that they're supposed.
Hmm. Yeah. And a lot of hands that they should be folding on the flop are hands that they should have folded pre-flop already.
Yeah, that's. I mean, like the two obvious is that tens and jacks aren't going to fold them. No, that's not happening.
That's
He
interesting that
does.
jacks without the heart just folds. And if you got the heart, you can stick around.
Yeah, back you find that in three bet pots, especially any kind of time when you're continuing a C bet, you having the backdoor card is important.
I mean, if we say that even half of the time, they're even a quarter of the time, the eights and sevens start to call. We're not.
I mean, Mike
That
Mike makes a good point. I mean, if we really wanted to get geeky, we'd start node locking their behavior, but maybe that's not a step we want to take so today. That's like very laborious, and it'll be hard to node lock by committee, which is what we're
yeah.
doing. I mean, figuring out ranges by committee was tough enough. All right, so
Okay.
if low jack calls, this guy, notice this guy has very little calling range here. In theory, he's like at this SVR2 essentially, two and change. He's like feast or famine pretty much.
Hammer fold.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
like
that's
his nines, I mean, and notice there's no slow play with the nines. It's like, all right, let's go. SPRs two. Let's go.
I mean, in this spot, would you really want to slow play? Like if you were playing, because you're in position, you're two people, one guy bets massive into, another guy calls. I mean, I would absolutely just want money in.
Okay, well let's I think you know what would be interesting if you don't mind, Josh. Let's change this from two-tone to rainbow. Let's like make the nine like nine of clubs. And then we'll go back and we'll take the same line and go back to button and see if he slow plays nines. Okay, now we got a rainbow texture. I don't, it might, okay, now it wants to obviously,
Yeah,
we have to change the sizing again in big blind. Put it back to what we had before. I assume there's a way to save it, but maybe there isn't. I don't know. Oh, there is a way. So there is a way to set the sizing, but you've got to do it beforehand when you're building it from the beginning. All right, so it's again not using the anything with the 60. Well, it's pretty much using.
yeah,
So if it
it's
uses the 66,
still pretty much only uses the 66.
yeah. So if you use this 66 here on button on big blind, we're trying to see if we slow play nines here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
So low
called,
jack is, so call.
yeah. So let's see if button does. Yeah. Okay, now this is interesting. He does not have jams when it's a rainbow texture. All of a sudden, they don't exist. Riddle me that. I thought for sure the nines would flat, but I didn't know that he would actually now be discarded of all shoves. LoJack's still playing queens the same way on the rainbow texture. Interesting.
he's still folding tens, huh?
Yeah, I think the writing is on the wall when you've got two callers behind. What does it envisage as the um expected value of tens if you see how
Reality,
bad
we
it is
know
to
no one's
call?
ever folding tens in that spot.
It is just a horrible call here when you have two callers, even on a rainbow texture. It's like it's torching money multi-way.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What is that, 60 big blinds per 100 that it's losing?
Yeah.
Go back to low jack. Low jack has jacks, right? We gave it jacks at some frequency. Yeah, it's because he has jacks that call and even queens that call, so that makes sense that it would be
Nines that call.
a torch. Yeah, nines, and it's got a very
Yeah, and
protected.
he's folding this stuff, so
Yeah, you can see where tens
Call,
are
'cause
are
there's
a really bad call for button. Now, can we go back to button one more time? Now, I don't know why it all of a sudden changes from having a robust in position raising strat to discarding that strat on a rainbow texture. I would guess it just doesn't need as much protection is my only
well,
guess.
most of the raises were flush draws, right? I think.
Yeah, most of the raises were flush draw, so I guess that's it. I guess it just really wants to run its equity with a flush draw.
Yeah, most of the raises were not flush draws. So.
Yeah,
It's
it
all
just wants to run the equity. Like
just a
it's
pair and a
drawing the
flush
nutted
draw.
equity over 2 cards,
Yeah.
and the 3 has got some showdown already. So okay, that is very interesting. What else do you guys want to see? I've been
Think
doing a
that's
lot of
all.
the talking here.
Should we do another rain hand?
Yeah, sure. Rain, you ready?
Yeah, I have
All right, man.
I have like seven more hands ready, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me
I hope we
share.
haven't been too harsh.
I mean, so far, no.
We need Scotty here. He's the master of delivering bad news. Oh, there he is.
I'm here. I'm here. The news is terrible.
All right. Yeah. He's very
Yeah, the
diplomatic in
doctor's giving
delivering
you
bad
bad
news.
news.
He just enjoys it.
All right, ace queen. I like that hand.
Hey, screen, yeah. Let's see what I did. Mad board.
You've got now. You got a okay. You got a broken stack here.
Oh
This will.
yeah, I
You're a
think
short stack. This will be interesting. All right.
there were some hands in the I think even like one hand where it was like in between two shorter stacks, which was kind of interesting that I wanted to but I guess we'll get to that one.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, low stack.
Well, I mean, so the way I look at
And
this, you got a lot of equity and using a well, using a B50. Yeah, I would call.
Did he donk that?
He
Is that
dunked.
what happened? Okay.
Okay, he's
yeah.
going to tell you a lot with his
Oh right.
turn sizing.
I think I kind of was wondering if I could like nuffle, but I kind of realized a little bit too late that he just didn't really have much behind, which is kind of needed if you don't have much of
There
a.
are some short stack modifications. Maybe Mike is around. He can kind of talk about
Like
that.
I have never seen the document. I heard you talk about it like a few sessions ago. Like
Yeah,
just
Nuffle has a short
always.
stack modification, and I'm not super. I haven't dived too deep into it. I do know that in this case, Nuffle would call for you to min raise here.
Interesting.
Min raise, okay.
Yeah,
So not just call, but also just immediately attack the donk.
yep, yeah.
And
It's very
that's a short
strange.
stack adjustment, right?
It is a short stack adjustment.
Right.
Because we're attacking the donk on flop, not turn.
So like the thing that I recalled, like I wrote it down, like just call all the hands on like that get when they donk on the flop, and then
Yeah,
um if you have value, bet small, and if you don't have value, bet large on the turn and the river. But that doesn't really work if they don't have much behind.
that's right.
Um,
Yeah, and
so
that's not a bad
I
summary
think
of how Nuffle goes. But
so.
yes, the short stack version up to 40 big blinds is different, and there's some weird qualifications, and I don't know it
Yeah.
very well.
So I end up like raising him here.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
this is a shove if you're going to make this play because of his stack
right.
size.
That as well. And I just didn't really realize his stack size at the time.
So I got a question for you. How many tables are you playing?
I was playing two,
Two's not bad. All right, that's fine.
but I think something else distracted me as well. But yeah. Anyway, so and I was like recalling the Nuffle stuff, right? Um,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I
so
was
I had a lot of stuff going on at the time. Zero, Scotty.
Dirty
Zero.
mind, Scotty.
I'm
Um,
just trying to help.
yeah,
You can
the
keep it on
min
for
click,
background noise.
the min click is interesting on the flop.
But
that
anyway,
is
and then
interesting.
he just calls, and like I kind of realize I'm fucked, but yeah, I might as well put it in at this point, kind of.
Ace high
Although,
loses to 8x, Jack X, and all
and then
six.
he had a jack. Yeah.
So that turn donk after you use aggression on turn on, I'm sorry, that river donk after you use turn aggression is so nutted. I mean, he's not nutted here, but well, he's nutted essentially for the stack death.
Because
But
he's never getting away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's just incredibly
Yeah,
Once
I
he
strong.
mean
calls
at
the
this
turn,
point, I mean Kaibe kind of like both in it, right? Because of the small amount of big blinds behind.
I think you should line on the river. I don't say that you should fold, but I don't think you should say to yourself, at this point it doesn't matter. You should definitely consider the fold on the river. It's just the numbers thing. You go, you know, if he's ever bluffing and you decide what is ever, and you make your estimate.
Mhm.
But just be a
Right.
tiny bit more rigorous before going, well, guess I might as well call
Yeah.
it 7. Because
All
it
right.
is going to
Yeah.
decline because it's 12 big blinds of win, of loss.
Yeah.
There's an example of Scotty using this diplomacy to say that
Yeah.
diplomatic recommendation.
Right.
Yeah. So
So when
even
he
though
called
your
you,
pot odds here are 20%, you're dead in the water.
right. And the way
So
here's the way I would look at it, by the way, on that. When he called your raise, he either has a pair or a draw, let's say 90% of the time. Do you acknowledge that? Pair or a draw 90% of the time on the turn?
yeah,
The call? All right. Look at what happens to all the straight draws with the 10.
I mean not all of them make them, but quite a few do, I guess.
Now look a
So,
made
little
a pair
closer.
though.
List them up. That's the problem, is how many of them the 10, if it doesn't give a straight, it gives a pair.
right.
Right. Now, the
Yeah,
flush
yeah,
draws
okay.
don't. The flush draws don't, and you beat ace 4 of hearts. But just going through playing it in your head, I think I think that the answer is not a simple I call here. It might be a
Yeah,
complicated call here, but I want you to go through that exercise before calling.
right. Yeah. No, I mean that's definitely something that I should be doing more.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, I definitely
right.
uh
Now make it 2 big blinds or 4 big blinds, and you go, well, 90% of the time I'm beat, but it's still profitable. Here, if you're beat 90% of the time, it's not profitable.
yeah, yeah, okay.
Yep.
So about the Nuffle thing, right? So what I've understood so far is basically when they dunk into you, they are very likely to fall to aggression, um, or at least a certain player type, like which a lot of people are, right?
Yeah,
Um,
broadly, I mean, I think what's important to Nuffle is, well, stacked up first. Nuffle is based on full stack versus full stack.
yeah,
Mike's really the expert. He should speak to this more than me, but it's based it disregards texture. It's much more interested in your hand strength and their bet size. So it uses essentially your hand strength and their bet size as the levers in which to employ different strategies facing a turn. Well, those are the levers that decide your turn strategy. It's always calling flop, regardless. That's a given. But then on turn,
yeah.
the levers are your hand strength and their bet size.
Yes, but like so what I've understood is like if you don't have showdown, you want to play aggressive to get them to fold because they think that you have it
It depends on the
quite
bet
often.
size.
Okay, so I did so okay. Um,
If it was
yeah,
full stack and he donked, he came
Yeah,
out and donked
don't
like half
apply
pot.
these to this hand here, Rain. This hand is a short
yeah,
stack
Yeah, this is a different
yeah.
situation.
No,
diversion.
I mean, definitely. I like I said, I didn't really realize that in time.
And
So
you're
for the
gonna be
for
able to
the for the
you're
for the
gonna be able to get
short
this guy to fold a lot.
Yeah.
for short stacks, you should be if short stacks don't they'll typically fold a lot um to raises. Is that in general
Yeah,
Now,
your
the,
an
summary of it
statement?
was
That's
not a bad summary. That was actually pretty good, and that's true. Because their ranges here are going to be very middling to weak when this happens. And yes, so your raises put a lot of pressure on those hands.
so I bet
right.
that
And
I've
you
got this. I've
do
got
it when you have air or draws, and when you have value, you're betting small because you want to get called by those middling hands.
I mean, I maybe even calling like against a small stack
I've got
Yes,
Knuffle.
instead of
I've got
betting
short stack
small.
Knuffle up right now. So I'll give you the short stack Knuffle. So he donks out from a 30 big blind stack, and his bet size is 50% pot, right? Yes. So he
Right.
bets
Yeah.
50%. So on the flop versus a 20 to 50% pot, if you have air, that's us, you raise the minimum and you jam the turn with your air.
Right.
So let's see, but here you called. So it's so we're not in short stack Knuffle land because we didn't raise. And you can
Yeah.
see how if you raised here, he would have called off with his jack, right?
Yeah.
So you raise the minimum, you raise to 5.5, then and play it out. He's going to call with jack 7 here.
Yeah.
Okay. Then on the turn, the 5 comes.
And we like put them all in or something.
You put them all in, and he's going to
He
call because of the
calls.
7. But you could see an 8-fold there, and you could see jack 10 maybe fold there, knowing that it's beaten by a better jack. Here, though, he's not going to fold because he has the straight draw, so it's not going to work. But
Right.
that's what short stack Knuffle is, and short stack Knuffle is different than deep stack Knuffle because deep stack Knuffle would have you just calling here.
Yeah. All right. Give me just 1 second to just write that down.
Yeah. And short stack applies to 20 to 40 big blinds.
Oh, right.
And by the way, and versus a bigger bet, if he bet anywhere from 60 to 99, anywhere from 60% and higher on the flop, you just fold your air.
All right. I'm just all right.
And you call him down with any pair, basically.
Yeah. All right. I wrote down the time, so I'm gonna re-listen to that and write down the summary.
Yeah.
From the recording, so I don't waste too much time. All right. Let's see. Next hand, another ace queen suited. Yeah. Brand new guy. Oh yeah. Some guy on Discord was asking about how we were feeling about all the like people joining.
You're very welcome.
But wasn't too sure what he actually meant with that. But
All right.
anyway,
So you've
Quite,
got,
quite a neat flop, but we're
yeah, this is
playing
going to be interesting.
quite deep stacked actually, both of us, and ace like suited cards tend to be a lot better, right? Deep stacked.
Yeah.
But I checked to him because he yeah he raised the flop.
Well, we're not folding.
Easy call. Cool.
Yep, call.
Oh,
Good raise.
good. Ooh.
And then so he checks back, and then so right so here I was wondering. I mean,
Obligatory value bet overfold to raise.
sorry.
Mm,
This
I
is
would
an
check raise
obligatory
it,
value bet, and depending on his sizing, I think there's probably disagreement, but I think you
Yeah.
can overfold to a raise. But this is an obligatory value bet.
I agree.
Right.
Yeah, I think we have to go for value here every time.
yeah, you have
So
sizing considerations too, and then that would also influence what happens if you do get raised.
like I was thinking that like he like hoping that he would like raise small and then call him, but
Well, again, what size do you choose? Because if you choose to go small like block here,
I ended
and
up checking
You
hoping
got to
for him
value. You
to
got to get the value there.
Yeah, he's getting
yeah.
Oh
You
shit.
gotta,
he's going to check.
I mean, you gotta look at like B66, maybe slightly smaller, like look at like 20 bigs here, and
Yeah.
because that's gonna turn them face up. If they raise that sizing, we get to just fold. If they
yeah,
call, we we win almost every time.
You have to have a significant reason to check here. And that I think
Mm,
the main reason is if you know this player is going to be over aggress, then I don't think checking is as bad as everyone else is saying. But that's kind of the only reason to do it.
Right, but
Yeah, you just
reason,
can't. You
Yeah.
can't. You gotta value
And
better.
but
and
we
his
reason for
stats
good
don't
reason.
really say over aggressive player, just what I'm looking at right there.
Yeah,
so
and
the
play on the hand
which
doesn't say over aggressive player. He
Yeah.
flatted the flop. He bet the turn
mhm.
and he bet the flop in position and then checked the turn. That doesn't sound over aggressive to me.
What is his range
Yeah.
when he checks the turn?
He free bet pre.
Oh,
It sounds like
oh,
so
I'm
far he's
sorry.
playing it pretty normal, like
Yeah,
decent.
Three bet
he
pre. I'm wrong.
free bet free, yeah.
Oh, what's his range? What's his range? Pocket queens. I
We
wouldn't
maybe like King 10 suited,
maybe
Jack X,
maybe
Pocket
king queen.
tens.
I don't think
good
king queen
times.
checks back there very often. Um,
Yep.
Yeah.
Ace king.
Yeah.
I don't
We
think
would
Like
have
ace
we
king
heard from
checks
King
back
Queen
there very
already, King
often.
Jack.
we think
Yeah,
the top of his range is like weak King X, and sometimes that makes two pair. Most of his range is weaker than King X. We just want to go.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it
So
has no
so
reason. It just has no reason to bet into you.
yeah. So the
Right.
most important thing to take away from this is, I mean, it's a scary river for him, right? The
Yeah,
10 brings
that's
in a lot of draws, and so
yeah.
he's never going to go for value thin enough here for you to exploit it. So you've got to value bet here.
Right.
I mean, I was kind of hoping for him to bluff, right? Like think like, hey, I'm scared of the 10. Uh
So
let
I
me
had a meeting with the guy I talked with hands yesterday, and
okay.
he yelled at me because I have a live hand I can show you guys later. He yelled at me and said, "Larry, how many times do I have to tell you the fucking first principle? Do not slow play."
Right.
And that's kind of why I showed him the hand so he could yell at me. Um,
Hmm.
so and remind me how much I fucked up. So this is an absolutely have to go value bet here. No
Right.
question.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no
And then
I would
so go
argue there's no
for two
exceptions. You
first
just have to
spots.
value bet here.
Yeah.
And I would
I mean,
and I
especially
would
the
say that your
action.
sizing is anywhere from 20 to 30 against his capped range.
Oh, let run through it from the flop. When he comes out, go to the flop.
Right
We're
from the
just
start
looking
of the
at
hand. Oh no, because we know
yeah,
it was a three bet.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Go to
got
the
that wrong that it was three bet. Sorry.
yeah, go to the
Yeah.
flop. You check your check normal, and then he comes out and bets somewhat small, right?
He bets a
This is
quarter
I'm
pot.
Yeah.
already I probably would have check raised this flop just because we're deep enough that I can fire off here, but we don't have to either. So we don't think he's super strong when he takes this sizing, a lot of his hands, but he doesn't have to go crazy because there's not a lot of shit to be scared of here. So we can just call that's so then now the turn comes in, and what do we think his range is on the flop? We think that he could be range betting, but he also has King X, Jack X, he's got pocket queens, pocket tens, all that stuff. So now we check the turn, and what does he do?
He checked back.
So what is some of his air might give up here, but also he doesn't have a lot of King X now, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
Actually,
another a draw comes in. He's gonna probably continue to bet a lot of his stronger King X. So he has showdown value in air. Now we get to this
right.
river and we say his air might come out and bet, but if his air decided not to bet on the turn, why would it come out and bet now? A lot of the time he has showdown value. His showdown value is not going to bet. But it will. How much do we
But
need to bet
I
to
mean,
get
I
queens to
think
call?
like there's just not gonna be much that I end up calling a bet here, right? If you
There's queens,
unless
there's ace jack, there's pocket tens that got here this way. There's a decent amount of hands that will call, but I would just say like, hey, I'm not targeting king X, and if I was targeting king X, I'd probably go 35 big blinds because it's a back door. But I'm not targeting king X, so I need to go like 15 to 20 big blinds to target jack X or queens. I mean, maybe 15 probably. If I'm trying to get queens to call, I'm going to bet 15 big blinds.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, like I think 20 max. And there's a lot of stuff that'll call that 15, 20
But it's not
sizing
going to
that's
bet.
never gonna bet. they're going to take the showdown.
Yeah. The exception
I mean,
is
there's yeah,
pocket tens. Pocket tens and
pocket
king
tens.
10 might bet, but they all might also might not because of the flush, and that would be a disaster.
The small, we
Yeah.
do have to think though, if we go smaller, I mean, pocket tens might get froggy, although I don't know, this player doesn't look aggressive enough that they're going to get froggy. I think pocket tens are for sure going to call. I don't know if they bet every time.
Okay.
How can you say this player doesn't look aggressive enough? What, just based off his c-bet? 55?
I'm
Just
not
even the
saying
way
that.
he's played the hand.
I mean,
I mean,
a sample size of 1. Because he
Sorry?
checked
I
back
mean,
the turn.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that means that he like that doesn't mean it. That doesn't mean that he's not aggressive just because he checked back the turn. He could have a very good reason for checking back the turn. Weak king, I'd probably check it. I'm not seeing anything that's telling me that this guy is aggressive. I'd also say that they're probably not going to get the. What we do know is that most players will get 2 out of line in 3-bet pots. With triple, would give a good reason for us. He's probably not going to get out of line here, even if he is aggressive. So we need to put money in.
All right, you checked. And
I mean, he checks back, and
okay.
he had
His pocket
queens.
queens.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah.
That feels like.
that's about right.
So yeah.
And the queens probably call. He's got the queen
Yep.
of hearts. The queens probably call.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean
Alright.
he's not aggressive. Queen loves to check back there. A good check back by.
All right.
Mm.
Next hand. Nines. Get erased. Just call.
Hello.
Get strips. Flop sets. I check.
Oh,
Probably
damn it.
could have raised. this.
Did he 3-bet you?
He
Yes.
3-bet me. Yeah.
Oh, he's got kings through jags.
Given that the 10 ace is pretty good for him.
He has a lot. When he checks back here, he's pretty crippled. So we're gonna go.
Oh,
pretty small on
actually,
the
no.
turn, right?
I should be checking here, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
Oh,
I shouldn't be
100%.
donking it.
No.
Never mind. For some reason I thought I was in position, and I'm being.
I'm gonna argue
He
you can
had a
dunk here
reason.
sometimes.
I don't hate the donk either but he's only 92 deep, so you can donk here and say like he's never. We just donk all the same shit call.
I mean, he's
Go
got a
back to
shit
low
ton of
pile
ace
money.
X. You can, and the donk doesn't look strong, but it's the very top of your range. I think you can do a fancy exploit dunk here sometimes.
And what's the size? Is it a 5 big blind donk? And then
Okay, there I don't know, but
Well, what are we targeting when
this is not a software solution, but I think well, if I were to dunk here, I would think geometric. So what are we? We're at 15, 30, 45, 3, 6. So let's say we're at 6 SPR. I think then we go like, I think we go 70, 70, 70. Maybe B50, B50 shove, but I think we think
I think if we're gonna donk,
geometric.
we just go big. Because if we're gonna donk, we're just gonna be targeting like we're not targeting any of the bullshit anymore. We're
No, well then we
we're
targeting
just go,
targeting
okay,
ace
we can
king,
go
ace
B70,
queen.
B70, B70. I mean,
yeah, like
if we're gonna make that exploit play, let's bet smooth it at least, because we
yeah, no,
know in theory that
yeah.
gets the most calls.
Yeah,
Right.
I would say that there's no point in going small if we're gonna donk.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't
I
really
think
make sense.
B70 is interesting here. I mean, it's kind of scary to do, but you're like,
I hate a donk here. I'm not gonna lie.
the worst thing you want to do is get him to fold, but it is an unconventional play, and it's certainly nothing that any of us are taught
Yeah.
by poker coaching or by solvers. But it's an interesting play against a range that's got a shit ton of aces
If he
and you look really weak when you do it.
if he had less big blinds, I would like he does have still a decent amount. I would say that, but I would say if he had like 70 bigs, I would say donking is fantastic.
Andy, it's 2026. I want you to be open to the dunk.
All right.
Oh.
So we check and
I'll
he
start
checks.
donking when I start using the women's restroom.
Right.
Oh,
So
God.
we check and he checks behind. On the turn, we now are going to donk. And
Probe.
we're gonna probe. And we've Josh wants to probe 150% to 200%, and I want to probe small because
No, yeah.
I
Yeah,
believe
come
he's
on,
devoid of
let's see the
ace.
turn first.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, he checks backs, which
right.
is kind of interesting. And it's an ace, so I got the nuts. So I ended up like slow playing.
You got to bet.
Or like I mean not
No.
like not probably not the complete nuts, but like
So this is going to maximize your chance to get one bet of value on the river, and maximize your chance of him bluffing, and
yeah.
make it and minimize, of course, your chance of getting two bets in. So let's see what happens. I expect him to check behind again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um
He-
and then
If what
I
is
I think we're going to see queens and kings a lot. I think you're right.
yeah.
and he had ace jack.
Oh
He's
my
trapping.
God.
What is happening in this world?
Oh my God.
All right,
How
let's
do you not
revisit the
get it
donk
all?
plan. How well would the donk plan have worked here? We would have gotten his entire stack.
Yeah, it would have been fantastic.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm
But
not saying we donk all the time when we have top of range, but I am saying mix it in, experiment with it.
How great would the 200%, the 150, Josh's 200% on the turn be? Oh my God, that would be
I
great.
mean, really, I mean, the classic line here
That's
is
results, not process.
I know.
When he
Mhm.
checks back the flop, we think that he's not going to have a ton of very strong hands to check back.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter whether it would have worked better. It matters
Right.
whether we're thinking right.
So
And
under
then
my
we can adjust to player types. That's
Yeah.
what I would say.
Yeah. So my line, I'm going to bet 5 big blinds on the turn. He is possibly going to raise it, which is great. He's
like
definitely going to call
5 big
it. And on
blinds.
the
Wait,
river,
let's go.
yeah, I'm going to bet 5 big blinds on the turn, and then on the river, I'm going to bet large because I'm not trying. I'm no longer
you're
trying
going to overbet. I would say the pot's 25, 30.
on
Well,
the
when
assume
river.
you get
overbet.
called here, when you go take this size and get called, you should just be sticking the money in on the river because what the hell is he calling with?
We
Like
still
he has
call.
flush
Yeah.
draws that he has flush draws, but nothing else is calling you. So
Well,
what's the point? Let's just
well, we
target
could
ace
get
X
called
then.
by
Once.
given the line. We could get as hero by kings and queens.
I think kings and queens call once.
Yeah, I mean, because he's like, oh, well, you have less ace X because there's
Yeah.
2 on the board.
But I'm done trying to get. But I'm only going one street trying to get called by them. So my
Yeah.
bet of 5 is to get 5 from all of the under pairs, and then the river is to get called by the flush and the weirdly played ace that I don't think that I'm shocked that he has.
Right.
And Josh, when he goes 200%, is going to go 200 and then just jam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, like if the river wasn't a spade, he might have actually put it all in himself when I bet 25.
Didn't say that was the river.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like and like so but you guys don't like to check back on the turn?
No.
I think your SPR requires you to bet.
Right.
If
I
we
mean, I
And
think SPR is going to drive our betting theory a lot here, and your SPR requires you to bet.
I don't even
right.
know if this guy might and Andy might have been right that this guy is very passive because this just he might just be a very player. Because how does he not bet the turn here?
Yeah.
Like he can be thinking maybe he is so scared he's thinking in his head, good hand, but he could have
Ace
ace.
queen.
Yeah,
No, I
like
think that's
not.
not what he's. I think he thinks we have nothing.
I
And he's
mean,
trying to get us to bluff.
I mean he did 3 bet us pre-flop, right? So like he
I
could
think he's seeing the monsters under the bed.
You think he's
like
scared?
he
Okay.
yeah. Like I think I was thinking that like he could pretty easily like be representing an ace or have an ace. Like hope to see him
Yeah.
use that to put money in, but I'm not sure why he would be so scared at this point to do anything or even on the flop.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I
If he was scared, I'm sorry, Brian, you were about to say.
nothing. Just that I would bet here, and obviously the way I would have played this wouldn't have won as much money unless he comes out and raises. So but
Yeah.
we would
Yeah.
just need to make a tag on this player that he is very passive and does not.
Hmm.
Passive or trappy. If he
Yes.
was scared on the flop, if he was scared of ace queen on the flop, when we check the turn again, at that point when he doesn't bet, I think he's being trappy. I don't think he's being scared.
I mean, and on the river, like he might be a bit scared.
But even a trappy player, I think even the most trappy player is not checking. Like they're not checking the turn. I think there's a lot of scare. I mean, honestly, we can argue about whether he's
Doesn't matter.
scared or whether he's trappy, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it just seems a lot more of like a scared type of player. Because to be honest with you, whenever on that last hand that he played against the guy, when it went check check on the river, I might have gone thin for value with pocket. The way he played it, the way that Ryan played it, seems
Mhm.
like the guy might be a little scared, and he three bet to a very small size pre-flop instead of big size. So it's kind of, I don't know. Maybe he is a little bit scared. I don't know.
Is this the same guy? I'm not sure it is the same guy
Maybe it's
because
not
I
even
think
the same guy.
it's not the same guy because
Okay, well, never mind then.
his fee pip stats were a lot higher, and he also had like a lot more
And
hands.
can he not just have pocket kings, pocket queens?
And then
Yes.
how do you I guess like how do you like the bet on the river,
I love it.
like the size?
I love it because it went check, 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 check. And so he's going, if he's going to hero with kings or queens, which he may, the second ace makes it more likely. The spade is bad, but, you know, for him, but you didn't indicate with spades. It looks like your range includes bluffs at this size.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. I don't think
And
it's an easy, I don't think it's an easy fold for kings or queens there for the one bet. If you wanted to
all
make it
right,
super easy for him, you'd bet half that size, but
yeah, but yeah, all right.
I like it.
No
Hmm.
showdown?
Oh,
Oh, he had ace. He had
yeah,
an ace
yeah,
jack.
the
He had an insane
yeah
ace jack,
the
Sam.
Huh?
He had an insane ace jack that he never bet. Didn't bet the flop, didn't bet the turn.
Then you should have. Well,
We didn't know that.
I don't know. When you see a passive player like that, is you just put the money in for him. Like he
Yep.
checks the flop. He either has air or he has pocket kings, pocket queens on the turn. Once you check and he checks back, or he has a hand like that he's not going to bet.
Sam, exactly what you said has been said already.
Yeah.
Yep. This was the
Can you say
analysis.
it one more time for us, Sam?
You say it on the next hand. Sam, say it on the next hand. All right, let's go to the next hand.
For the
all
people in the
right.
back.
Let's see. Ace 10 open. I get called. I think this might be the
A little
yeah.
wide.
This is the one where I'm between like two lows, uh,
Yeah.
low stacks,
Green
and I
spot.
was really like kind of confused what I should be doing. I think.
Ooh,
Um,
it's good because you have so much maneuverability post flop.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but like they all really want to call like I think very often.
All right, let's
oh,
just
I'm kidding. I'm you have no maneuverability. You either hit the
Uh,
flop or you don't.
yeah, yeah. Lewis is right. Yeah. Hit the hand or don't.
right. So yeah, I just don't really hit much. So I just check,
So far, so
check
good.
through, check again, and then yeah, I just
I was considering ripping it now. That just seems
No,
ridiculous, but
I wouldn't rip it.
no, no.
I
I
mean
like
he
I
didn't
like
these
everything
if
he
he
guys.
did.
didn't call, if it was just heads up with the guy that bet, I'd rip it. But like not with the other call. You're right. You're right. Still think we have some sort of showdown value and we got a gutter now.
Watch in position
Yeah.
show deuces. I want to let's see what they have.
And then this guy goes all in. They really like, and then this guy
Uh,
just folds.
so one
So
of the flush draw,
Oh,
one of deuces.
oh wait, what?
I was about to say, because you ripping
Was
it, if you
cute.
don't get called by the guy to your right, I don't hate ripping it because I think you still have all of your outs to your 10, all of your outs to your ace, and a gutter.
Hurt that much if you're wrong.
Yeah. If he folds,
Right.
that's fine. And he's gonna stab with bullshit here sometimes. So like, cause it just went check check. You're like, it might just fold. You might actually be ahead.
Right. But
But yeah, when you called it, when the other guy called, it's probably not
Oh
a
yeah.
deal right there.
Yeah, I'm
Hi,
honestly
Sam.
never checking the turn. Once the flop checks through and
I
first
mean,
to act out of position player checks the turn, I'm betting big there, and we're playing for all of it, or they can fucking go home.
sorry, what? Where were you gonna go all
Are
in?
you
On the
already
turn.
at home?
On the turn.
So
Probably, I'm gonna fire like a B66, maybe even a pot bet on the turn. Once the flop
like
checks through,
here you mean?
Yeah.
yeah. Once the flop checks through and the out of position player checks, I'm betting probably pot here. And then
Part or maybe even like putting them all in, well, like
yeah,
at that point.
and if they've got it, they've got it. Good for them. They're getting a double up. That's not going to be too painful for me.
Right.
I feel
I
like
mean,
most
Yeah,
of
I
the
could see that, but
What were you gonna say, Lewis?
I feel like when you bet, you just get worse to fold
I
and
feel like I don't love
get
betting because
called by better.
yeah, I just don't think betting just I mean it's a stack deck. What are we gonna do? Like betting here is okay if you got 100 behind because you can force them to fold out and if you can call in both spots down. But like I think betting, I don't really know. I mean, we do have showdown value, and when we bet, we just get called by showdown value instead of making that shit fold. But at this point, we're just not making anything fold. It's kind of hard, I guess. So I don't know how I feel about running anything that's not value here.
Well, if you bet, you could bet small too, and you could clean out some equity because you're up against four cards here that have equity against
Yeah.
you. And if you get one player to fold something like Jack nine, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. And you just rip it on basically every river.
Well, you wait and see what the river is, and then see what the action is.
Well, yeah, but you get called out of, I
Yeah,
mean,
and you
I don't
still
know.
have a lot, but much better showdown versus one player than you do against two.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, no, this is kind of a weird spot. Like, there's not really much to do here. I feel like you can
I
just
mean, like
check all the way down and fold, or you can
I
get them to
I've
fold.
I do like the betting play like a lot more if you had also like a flush draw, but and then I'd probably also bet. I might even bet on the flop.
I think folding is very, Lewis said, fine to just fold here though, or to
I don't hate
make
the way the
somebody
hand's
fold.
played at all.
Let's
All right, next hand, full stack hand. Come on,
see.
Short stackers, the shiny helmet brigade.
this looks like it's gonna be a short stack.
Yeah, not as bad as the other ones who are like 20 to 30 big blind stacks all the time.
Ideal.
Checks to me. Um, um, and then finally, I've,
Why,
yeah,
why,
I end up.
why do we
What
bet
is
small?
good? Yeah, we can
Sorry?
just check.
Yeah, I
So
don't see any need to bet there.
yeah,
Oh yeah, we're either
just
and that
don't bet the
You
river.
could bet, but you could bet like you need to bet really small.
Would it
I don't
violate
know.
the Affleck
I
rule?
mean,
It's pretty
I'm
thin, but it's not terrible.
I mean,
Yeah, well,
it is slightly above half pot, so it is.
because
It gives you.
you're trying to get called by like pocket tens, pocket eights with a club in them,
Yeah, Jack X, King Jack, Queen Jack.
and they're never gonna fold an ace. I don't.
Right. I mean, I think they would raise with or like.
I mean,
I mean,
He didn't even raise you. So this is like super passive. Like
Yeah.
Probably needs to bet like 8 big
Oh, we see
blinds.
that. Never mind.
Yeah,
So
but then
yeah,
we
I
check back turn, right?
We did
I
check
bet
back
I bet the
turn.
turn I
Right. And
bet the
he's still
turn
he
as
I
well.
mean, why is he not at that stack
No, I
depth,
checked.
not
Never
coming out and
mind. I
betting?
checked back.
We bet flop. He calls. We check
Yeah, and
turn.
then yeah. Sorry, I was a bit confused. So I guess he's afraid that I have the ace of clubs with another club or something, but not really because he calls my bet.
I mean, this is a player that I'm c betting anytime I have anything against in the future though. Because look, what the hell is he calling the flop with?
King 10 of
Nothing.
clubs.
Yeah, you
Backdoor
did.
straight, backdoor flush. It's not really nothing, but you know.
I mean, it's not enough to justify maybe a check raise, but I don't know about a call there.
Not good enough to call, so I would check raise.
I mean, that's more of a check raise and then either give up or put it in at that stack depth.
Yeah, but you
You know,
can't
when you
really
see that turn,
you can't really say it should be. You should get into their psyche and exploit them that way. So
have
this is obviously
right.
a player who is passive and
Likes to call.
passive and trappy. So
This
he's
isn't
got
trappy though. He's scared. He only calls on the river.
yeah. Well, the fact that he checks the river after we check back the turn.
Yeah, but then when you raise, he only calls. If he was trappy, he would have raised it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so this is a calling station player basically.
Yeah, this one's getting a note. I'm just hammering them with value every time.
They're floating flops too wide and not playing certain draws aggressively. I mean, this is a good spot to, but yeah, I mean,
I'm
I don't
just
know.
saying, like, if you bet smaller, the results would have been the same, and then you get a chance to get him to call with like a pair,
I agree. I would go
and then
smaller.
they're not gonna raise you with this hand. You lose less. You give them a better chance to call with like pocket eights, pocket tens, like queen
Yeah,
jack.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
There might have been
I'll
a
have
size that was small enough that he would have check raised it, but you don't care because you're folding to that check raise, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, if they're
Yeah,
not raising you here, they're not check raise bluffing. Like when you tick an
no,
8 or 9 big blind size and he
right,
clicks it, he
right.
always has it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
mm,
Okay.
so like what I should do is like after the study session, like open up like PokerCraft or something and look up who this guy was, and I think I can add some notes over there.
Yeah.
Because like I can't see the name in Poker Tracker, but it does show that in the GG Poker software or like the website, it does show the names and stuff.
Just
Yeah,
size according to your hand strength against player like this. It
yeah.
it works
But I mean,
very
like,
well.
Let's see the next
as
hand.
assuming that I don't know the player yet, Barrett is also the second hand they played in this on this table.
Yeah.
All right, let's see the
Uh,
next hand.
Alrighty. See, open from the hijack, get called by two people. Can get a flush. So I end up checking the flop. Checking
I would
the
check.
turn.
I
No,
wouldn't.
no,
Yeah,
no.
I wouldn't check.
I
I
was
understand the
just
check on the flop. I wouldn't check the turn, but it worked out. Let's check raise.
I mean, like if I check on the flop and then also check on the turn, like I feel like people who what just want us like steal the pot.
Yes, but here, let me just tell, I will just tell you a general principle. Everything that you're saying is logical and makes sense. In the long run, the best players in the world bet their hands more than they slow play. So
Yeah.
take that as a lesson. That
Right.
the on the flop, because you're out of position to two players, saying I'm checking range here is okay. You should, but consider just betting. I've got a strong hand, I'm just betting it. But once it comes to the turn, don't depend on them. You're lucky he bet. All right, let's see how. Let's see.
Right. Yeah.
Because most of the time when they have pocket sevens with a heart, they're not gonna bet here.
Yeah.
But they're most likely gonna call a bet.
Right. So let's see what happens.
Anyway, he bets, the other guy folds, and I
Got to
call.
check. Got to raise this because this card is so bad for you.
He's so like, yeah. Um.
Yeah.
So well, you mean like bet here, or
Yeah. Unfortunately, you just turn your hand face up and bet because
so I
he's checking back so much.
right.
Lead the river.
Lead the river, but
Yeah.
really check rate. But really,
Lead the river or just check jam the turn.
yeah, before leading the river, we want to check raise the turn. Before check raising the
Yeah.
turn, we want to bet the turn. And
Yeah.
sometimes we even want to bet the flop. Remember, you were the pre-flop aggressor. You're not donking.
Right.
You're
Yeah. No.
but I'm not going to argue that the flop is wrong. Okay, let's see. And
Right.
let's see what he had.
And he had. I don't think he had. I had like a 7, but yeah.
Yeah. Right. So what's going to happen with this hand in reality is, in my line, is he's probably folding the turn. Oh well.
Hmm.
So you don't make the three big blinds in this one. And what's happening on the river is he's probably folding the river to your
Yeah.
bones. But oh well, we're not.
Not if you bet
No.
top pretty small.
He's got a combo draw on the turn.
He does, but the
It's a
part of the
shitty.
combo is shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't want to check raise in that. We don't want to,
he might.
generally aren't going to want to check raise our value on turn.
Yeah.
We'd
we
rather
want
just
betting
lead with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I make you check it, I would still say that check raise is better than check call.
Yeah.
On this board.
I mean, at the minimum, I'm min
Mhm.
clicking it. I'm going to go like,
Yeah.
good.
Yep.
Yep. And I think, let's see. So I raise the small blind, big blind calls. Flop is, I mean, it's
I understand.
it's
I understand this bet. Yeah.
yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah, you can.
And now what?
I would.
And now
I would,
I should have slowed down, I think.
Yep. Yeah. I hope he folds. But
And then he
but that eight is
calls.
that 8 is so good for his calling range for what calls.
Yeah. And I think I go big, yeah.
I hope he folds.
And he did. I think he didn't with like an 8.
Nope.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or you're punting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of frustrated with this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones you put in the note. Don't bluff, hammer with value.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I definitely put a note in this for this guy. He was likely a calling station.
Yeah.
So don't bluff him in the future.
Check
So
the
yeah,
flop.
definitely did that. And I think that's the last hand that I marked.
Yeah.
Check the flop.
You see why the 8 is so problematic for you, right?
I mean, you mean on the turn?
Yeah. Yeah. When you choose to bet the flop.
Yeah.
And
he calls.
and the 8 comes. You see why the 8 is so good for him, right?
Right, because puts a lot gives him a lot more straight draws. Even maybe some extra flush draws.
And what other and the other thing that happens
and two pairs
it gives him pairs off of what were his previous straight draws. So many of his previous straight draws now have a straight.
Now beat us and actually beat us because of that.
And with a low board, it's not a scare card for him particularly.
Yeah.
So this is a tough one to get through.
Yeah.
Just a little thing to keep in mind and then give yourself a reason to deviate. This is when you're bluffing on these, when you're powering through. So
Hmm.
when you make a bluff on the flop with what is essentially backdoors, and you pick up your
Yeah.
backdoor, you very, very, very often continue. And those are the ones that are going to turn into triple barrels. And sometimes you're going to get there to be even better. And when it's really a backdoor and you don't pick up the backdoor, those are the ones you give up on, because some of your bluffs you're going to give up on. That is
Yeah.
a common theoretical solver line. You can deviate from it if you have a reason, if you have like a strong reason that you believe that you can tell what his range is and you can exploit his range. But as your default in mind, when you call this, when you bet this king queen here, it's a backdoor to a 10 and a jack, and it's a king and a queen for value, right?
Yeah.
And it's a backdoor to a heart. So when a heart comes, a 10, a jack, a king, or a queen, you can continue. That's a lot of cards you can continue on. Bunch of
Hmm.
bluffs and a bunch of values. This ain't one of them.
Yeah.
And now you're over bluffing. Because remember,
Yeah.
all your other hands that you did this with, the 10 jack and the 10 queen that did improve, you bluffed. So you put yourself in a majorly over bluffing spot by
Hmm.
continuing with this one.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah. And
And
so once again, we said unless you have a really strong reason to continue. But I gave you a strong
yeah.
reason why the 8 wasn't to continue. And so that makes this a
Hmm.
give up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those
No,
two things go.
that's fair. I guess I mean the other players like they should have folded probably, right? Unless
No,
they somehow had a
no,
read.
no, I like his play.
Really?
He's a bluff catcher, and
Yeah.
you're
I
over
love
Uh,
his
bluffed.
play. He has to
okay.
call he calls the flop open ended. He gets equity on the turn. On the river, the diamonds brick, the hearts brick. Let me see his exact combo.
Yeah, yeah, 10-8. Yeah.
10-8. So yeah, those both brick. The 7 is not in, the 7 doesn't make any sense for you, but it does make sense for him. So your continuation now, if you have an overpair here, how much do you love that 7? Not very much at all, and yet you're still betting. So what have you got? Pocket nines? Sure. Some of your jacks and queens and kings didn't bet the river. So this puts you, this moves you more into your bluff modes. Yeah, I love his play.
Right. So you're saying that he might not be as calling stationy as previously.
That doesn't mean he's
Um,
not a
No,
combination.
he might, we don't know how deeply he thought about it. He might just think I have pair. But
right.
but I don't think, no, I think that he made a very reasonable bluff catch here.
All right.
Wide versus wide configuration, small blind versus big blind.
Yeah.
Um,
He's not thinking about that. I could guarantee you that.
maybe not, maybe not. He might not be good.
Yeah, like this is the adjustment you need to make when the board pairs stop trying to bluff people off a 9, because his range is a 9 or he has some kind of a draw on
Which,
the
Got two
if
turn
pair
on the
now.
if
flop.
you
Yeah, just don't
if you're
try
trying
to
to
bluff
bluff
him.
someone off their busted draw, you could go with like
Yeah,
18 big blinds, and they're gonna most likely fold out their ace X.
like this is how I
Uh,
would play this hand. I would just check the flop. If he bets, I'm gonna check raise. I want fold equity, and then when it bricks, I'm gonna check the turn. If he doesn't bet the turn, then I know he have one pair. Then I'm gonna jam the river to get him to fold everything. You're not putting enough oomph into it.
Yeah, go back to the flop. Okay, so if we take the line, we check flop here instead.
Yeah. So you gotta
He's
ask what is
probably
his gap. You gotta ask
he's
what is his range.
right.
So we check. He bets. We're in this line. We raise him, and we raise to about what size? I'm going to make his bet. I'm going to make his bet 3. He bets exactly 3. What
Yeah,
size?
let's say he stabs. We
Yeah.
make it 15 or 12.
Okay.
Do you want to raise? Why do you want to raise?
Hold on
Might
for a
just
second.
fold.
Let's finish. Let's finish the line. Finish the line, and then ask. So he goes to 12. We go to 12, and
Let's just assume, let's
right, I'm
just
going to say he
assume this
calls.
guy stabs. Right? This
Yeah.
guy stabs.
Right. So we go to 12. He calls. The
He
turn.
called.
Let's go to the turn now. The turn
We're
is
gonna
in.
check.
We're going to check. He checks behind.
He checks behind. Now the pot is 12, 12,
It's still the same.
30.
Yeah.
30.
It's
Yeah.
basically the
Same
same
30.
pot.
30. Okay.
30. We check, and he most likely will just check back.
Yeah.
Now we know he has one pair. This is not a favorable card.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a great card to bluff.
Mm-hmm.
But if it comes a blank,
We shut it. We jam it.
you just jam all in.
Okay. But on this run out, you don't jam. Is that right? You give up?
We give up.
We give up. Like we did our thing on the flop.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
And then
you had a
this
question?
guy is obviously not folding because you overbet the pot. When you do have an overpair, you take this kind of a line and you jam the river because he's not folding.
Hmm.
You reverse
The
it.
the other line we can possibly think about is, when we check the flop, if he checks back, grant this would not be a good card, but say it comes a 3 of spades, then we can start barreling because they're just not protecting their checking ranges.
No. That's even like when the blank comes, that's even a better place to check raise to let them stab. Because let's say a 3 offsuit 3 came in, right? He didn't bet a flop. What does that tell you? He doesn't have a set. He doesn't have 2 pair. And then a 3 comes on the turn. You check again, and now he stabs. His range is like crippled. That's when you check raise. You don't want to stab and have him call with, because he potentially could have a pair on the flop and check it back, like Jack 7 suited, right? But now when you do check raise the turn, when a 3 comes, he's fucked. His range is like completely crippled. And then you put all the money in on the river. And sometimes he shows up with like 9-3 suited. So be it. You lose your stack.
So you had a question, Brian, that I interrupted?
It was I didn't think like I know I check raise a lot, but I like to have some sort of equity. I don't really have much going on this flop.
Yeah, I've got a backdoor
Got backdoor.
straight backdoor
So
flush.
maybe like what? Since you're wide versus wide, you're gonna be able to say I'll justify being able to play backdoor equity more aggressively.
And
Yeah.
then, and that's one of those spots. Like, and then if we don't, it's just sometimes, those super low equity bluffs that if we don't get equity on the turn, we're just done with it. We just give up.
Yeah. Like on this turn where we just check it back.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes we
behind
think
it.
we're facing a stabby opponent.
Right.
He stabbed the flop, we check raise. We think we fold out all his air.
That's what I wanted to know was why, like, what if this guy's stabby, then yeah, I want to do it, but he's got to be stabbing to like a small size and all that
Yeah, like
shit. That's gonna make me want to do that.
I would rather have Queen Jack with a Queen of Heart. I mean, the less showdown value, but whatever.
All right. Let's take a look
Good
at it.
enough.
That's the last hand?
Yeah, that's the last hand that I had prepared.
Lewis, you got hands?
A few.
Actually, 1 second
You
here.
want to take a look?
Let's take 1 second here and look at one thing with this. Let me steal the screen.
Okay.
Fun. Look at this one in a solver, which is a different mode than Sam's mode. I'm not expecting the solver to agree with Sam. I'm just
The solver would never agree with me.
no,
No,
never.
the
But
solver is 100% not going to agree.
let's take a look. But
Yeah.
let's take a look at that line real quick. All right, here we go.
But the solver isn't playing against opponent who was flat behind you with 20 big blinds with 9-7 off. So
Right. Oh, the 20 big blinds screws us. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh no, he's not. He doesn't have 20. He's not short. Okay, here we go. 6 max. Excellent. So we are in the small blind. We've got the king queen. We raise. He calls. Right. That's what happens. Flop is 10-8. Let me get the exact flop.
9-7 do 2, 9 of diamonds,
9-7 deuce.
9 of
and
diamonds.
7 deuce of hearts.
7 deuce of hearts. All right. 9-7 deuce. So first of all, our king queen does some betting, mostly checking.
We're offsuit
That's
though,
fine.
which is, I
Oh,
mean,
sorry,
same thing.
offsuit. Does some betting, mostly checking, and prefers to have a heart when it bets. Great. So let's start with the bet line. The size that it bets is both sizes. Let's take the size you took, 3.6. Perfectly cromulent bet. By the way, his 8-10 does not fold and mostly doesn't raise. There we go. Now we get the annoying 8 of what's the suit? Spades?
Diamond.
Diamond.
Oh, that's right. It goes double flush.
Yeah, it was a double flush draw.
All right. Let's see. We give up. Just pure.
Mhm.
Yep.
Didn't pick up the equity, but look at the ones that do pick up the equity. The hearts and the diamonds. That's what I meant. These guys do. And they continue. Now, let's make
Yeah.
this instead of the 8 of diamonds, let's make this a
Three
card
spades.
like the 10 of spades, where we do pick up the equity. And look at the king queen. Let's continue.
Right.
That's where it comes from. Now, you want to see if we triple it off on this line? So we're going to bet again. Our most common size is going to be, we'll take the 7.9. Take the 7.9. He calls again.
10-8 off. Yep.
And the river is the blank of blanks. And we don't triple it off. And we do triple it off with diamonds. And clubs. So we do some tripling. We do a little tripling it off here and not much here. Okay. Now, the line as taken, we go here. This is the turn is the 8
Diamonds.
of diamonds. Turn is the 8 of diamonds. We bet he calls. Now when we bet again here. What was your size what was your size? Like 7?
Uh,
You sized
I
up?
use 9, but
9. Okay.
Mm.
9. It's still closer to this. We bet his 10-8 never folds.
right.
Okay. Then the river comes.
Yeah.
The 7.
7 of clubs.
7 of clubs. There we go.
We're in
And
Sliverland now.
we're in Sliverland. But if we were here, we would give up.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's go for it. Let's go 43. And his 10-8 mixes. Don't hate his play.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now add in that the way you did play king queen. And if you do that to the solver's going to call 10-8 a lot more because you'll be over bluffing. And then I love his play.
Yeah, it's probably gonna pure call the 10-8.
Yeah. If you add in how you played that king queen. All right. Cool. Who is next? Andy's got hands. Lewis has got hands. Who else?
I got a few.
All right. How many you got, Lewis? Whoever's got fewer goes first.
I've got 5.5.
All right. What do you got, Lewis?
Uh, I got 2 which are real hands. One's just complaining
All right.
about a bad beat.
All right. Lewis is next. Lewis
And
took
Josh has 4.
Okay.
One of my hands will end up being fairly interesting.
Great. All right. We'll do Lewis. We'll do I guess we'll do probably Lewis, Josh, Andy. Does that make sense? Yeah, we'll do Lewis,
Because
Josh.
we will actually, one of my hands, we will actually get to hear from the villain.
Oh, good. That will be great. All right. Take it over, Lewis. Let me stop here. Oh, Lewis is not there. Oh, there's Lewis. Unmute yourself, Lewis.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, let me just set up my screen again. Can you see all see this?
Yep.
All right. Let me. Okay. This one's just a super bad play by Villa. It's not even a hand. So we free bet kings, cold call, and now we're like 185 deep in this. Do people like a call or a five bet? I think they're the options. Or a jam.
I like a
Cool,
five.
right?
I like a 5 bet and a jam,
Yeah, I think I five bet,
and then
not
just
jam.
lose everything against aces.
Jam's fine, obviously, but
What a fucking fish. Ace queen
Yep.
or 100 and well 170 bigs.
Yep.
How many big blinds is that losing? Yeah, that was very sad, but looking back, it's funny now.
Yeah.
That was the biggest pot of the night.
Ugh.
Uh,
What a great flop
oh,
for him.
When
this
that
one I
happens
put.
to you, you've just got to be happy because you're going to print,
Yeah,
right?
okay,
Yeah.
Lewis,
this
you've used up your quota for bad beat hands. You can't use that anymore.
Yeah.
I promise you, this is not. I mean, maybe it should have been a bad beat hand, but I just played it awfully. Again, kind of deep stacked. This is like exactly the same spot. That's why it's kind of interesting. Now this guy four bets me. I
Uh,
But
mean, this feels kind of worse than the last spot, not gonna lie. I think.
you're not as deep, so I think jamming is better here.
Yeah,
yeah.
but
I like the
no,
jam.
no, this is. What do you guys think of this sizing?
It's huge.
Yeah. What does that make you think?
That's a good hand.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
aces.
Yeah,
It's
so just
aces.
jam.
It's aces. It's kings. It's queens, and sometimes it's ace king. And let's see whether you get screwed or are the screwer. But against a range of aces, kings, queens, and ace king, you're doing pretty good.
Mm.
I assume you flat here. Is that why you're
Yeah, I
bringing?
decide I decide to flat,
Yep.
which I I mean it's such a strong line. Like I weight mainly towards aces because of our, combatronics as well. Like I don't know if Queens does this, maybe. I don't know. In this
I
pool, I
think
don't know if Queens does. This seems like
personally, I think if the other guy hadn't cold called, then I don't hate it as much. But since you have the other guy in here, I just prefer the raise as opposed to trapping.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say when I'm calling, I'm not thinking it's a trap. I'm thinking like this guy's got a very strong range. I don't know how Kings is doing against this range.
So here's
It's
my
not
question,
prop.
Lewis, about that. At what point on an undercard on what point on an undercard flop, on just a low flop, where where the small blind folds out, are you going to be folding your kings to his aces? At what point, how many times does he have to bet for you to decide when no ace comes that you're beat, and also no queen comes?
I mean, if I'm playing my A game, I mean, he's still gonna bet queens. That's the thing.
Right,
Like,
that's what I'm
I
saying.
feel, I feel, I feel like when you get into that spot, like you're like, why didn't you just fold pre? But I mean, I guess we got the. I mean, I think folding pre is actually an option, but like, I know no one's gonna
But I'm
agree, and
making
I
a
didn't.
different.
Nope.
I'm asking you a different question, which is this, which is if post flop you
What
can't.
goes bet jam? It goes
Yeah,
bet jam.
yeah. If post flop
Yeah,
if post flop you're not going to try to figure out that it's finally aces, that you're not going to get that answer, then do it. Then get the money in now. If you are going to fold at some point here to no ace on board, no queen on board because the other hand we put him on as pocket queens, and him just going bet, 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 and you're going to fold, then you can call here. Do you see what I'm
yeah.
saying? So which are you going to do against a bet, bet, bet line that just gets, that just goes, that's just 70, 70, 70, just all gets all in. You folding any point?
I mean, it'll be. How many beds will it be? Will it be three beds? I mean, maybe if it
Might
goes
get it
small,
in
small,
two.
small.
He might
If
get it in
it,
two. He might get it in three. But either way,
yeah, I mean, if it's a triple, I'm fucking folding. I think. Like, if it's what, if it's just a all low card board, yeah, I think, and it's a triple, I think I fold. If it's a double, then it's like, eh,
right.
because there could be like a flush draw
Okay, so
on
let's see what happens.
board.
Let's see what happens.
History with the villain.
All right. There we go.
Um,
All right.
this villain's he's a
Yeah.
reg actually. He's a reg. Like he has quite aggressive stats.
All right.
Um,
Now I think I think that you are okay. Let's see what happens. He checks.
does anyone fold here? I
Nope.
mean, it's no.
Nope.
No,
Yeah.
never.
Nope. Nope. Let's see how big he makes it.
I, I I remember in the time I was thinking I was fucking tired at this time. I'd been working all day and then playing a few hours. I'm like, I'm so fucking capped. Is this reg trying to fold? I know this is before everyone's going to say he's not thinking like that. It's 10 and L. That's what I was thinking. That's why I bring it up. I'm like, I feel like the way I played it, I obviously got
You should fold.
kings.
Well, here's why you should fold. Which is this is why you didn't jam the kings.
Yeah,
You know, if you're going to call this, then calling the kings preflop was the mistake, and not jamming them.
I like just rip it pre-flop, and if he's got aces, he's got aces.
Yeah,
If he doesn't, we're
me,
way ahead. We have him crushed.
me too. But for this line to be, but for your decision to be profitable, I believe you need to fold here. Otherwise,
yeah.
your flop decision. Otherwise, you should have made a different decision on the flop. Now, does
Would
his
he jam aces? Like, it's
ace
like,
king, ace king?
yeah,
But does his line make? Does his line make? Is it the most obvious line for ace king? No, it's not the most obvious line for ace king.
yeah.
But
And I
it's
have two kings, but it doesn't
yeah,
really
it's not.
matter.
Does it make? But which hand makes more sense? Ace king and ace queen here, or queen queen? Which one do you think he? Which one do you think he plays this way more often? And I agree, both of them makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, ace king for sure. I
Right
just like,
there you go.
well, why is he picking? It just seems like a weird bet sizing.
I
Like,
know, but doesn't it seem weird for queen queen also?
yeah,
Yeah,
like no, that's why I was. This is what I was thinking. I'm like, why would you bet this with aces? Why would you bet this with ace king?
right.
Do you just have queens and you're just putting me on kings and trying to get me to fold? That's what I was thinking, which is like, could be a flawed logic. This thinking like, I don't know if we guys have a name for it, but applying high level thinking to like,
Yes, it's
low
called
level
leveling.
play.
It's called
Yeah,
leveling.
yeah. So,
But you think one
so,
level, you think two levels deeper than your opponent or more, and then you
yeah,
therefore
yeah.
force yourself.
Yeah, so I basically level myself here
Yeah,
and, I'm tired and I got tables pinging and I'm like, fucking hell, this side, when I mean, everyone's probably been in this spot where it's like, that doesn't make sense. I call.
right. That
Right?
doesn't
We've
make
all
sense.
been there.
But it
And
doesn't.
if you
But
say you
Above all,
haven't, and if you
no,
say you haven't, you're fucking lying.
no, I agree with you. I agree with you. That doesn't make sense. I call, but also it doesn't. But it doesn't make sense for for the target very much either.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see
I
what he
have
has.
a good in my hands. I have a good. This doesn't make sense with a huge bet on the river hand as well.
Yeah. All right. Let's see it. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, yeah. I didn't mind the way I played it pre. Like, it's fine. You can mix it in sometimes to strengthen your range and stack queens a bit more often, maybe. Um, because like there's a chance a reg might fold queens if I jam, which
Hmm.
is obviously a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I definitely should fold river, I think.
I
Like,
think you should fold river.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. Like, I kind of knew what to play, but I just wanted to be open. Like, I don't
Right.
like it when people only show hands they win.
Yeah. But again,
Um,
I'm with you. That is not a very expected line for aces. It's not expected, but it's unexpected for everything else also. It's not
yeah,
expected for queens. And I would go so
yeah,
far as to say that it makes more sense for aces than it does for queens.
Oh yeah,
He
like he
bets
just
he checks because he checks because he has it dominated and he knows you don't have an ace. On the turn, he bets small to get value from your kings and queens. On the river, he goes, they're probably folding now. Let's get value from the case ace. You probably don't have it, but
yeah the three combos of ace king.
but
Yeah,
let's go. That might be what he's thinking. Might be. I think that makes I think that thought goes through their heads certainly as often as the thought of I have queens, I'll bet small, you or didn't raise me, so you don't have an ace, so you have pocket kings, so I'm gonna get pocket kings to fold and get value owned by ace queen, but I block ace queen. I think it's more common than that. All right,
yeah.
deuces,
I
deuces.
was think I guess like yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, do I have a bet flop to like uncap myself? But that probably doesn't matter, right? Like I'm
no,
gonna have to check one street.
yeah, no.
Yeah, like hey, we have deuces,
All
uh,
right.
guy flats, which
Mhm.
usually when someone flats in these games, that it's indicative of like being not a very good player. Like most regs only free bet even on the button. Um, that's just kind of how these games work.
Yep.
I check, planning to like check raise.
Okay.
They check back.
All right. Let's bet the turn. Let's not. Good. Hopeful size, but okay. I hope he calls you. Great. You're gonna lose. You lose straight in the bigger sets.
Yeah.
Don't fold.
Um, does people want to think there? My fourth set, I was thinking in game. Initially, I felt fold. That's just what my spidey senses say. Like I'm this hand's not really about the hand. It's just about the thought process, which I noticed I go through. Where sometimes like my instincts are like I should fold. This is people don't raise a turn after checking back without the nuts, right? And then I think, would he do this with X? The sort of frameway thinking. You know, it's, I mean, I got my notes down. If I just listen to my notes, like these are the notes I have when I play. It's like, you know, uh, trying to make bad folds, don't give them any credit for bluffing in a big pot, over a fold against the check raise. Like this isn't a check raise, but it might as well be. It's like,
I'll name three value hands in his mind that you have beat. 9-8, um,
would he
eight
check back
seven,
9-8?
and 6-7.
I
6-7,
mean,
6-7, 8-7, 9-8.
Yeah.
When you say would he check back? Well, would he check back 9-9? Would he check back 8-8? Would he check back 6-6?
well,
Those are as much as
in my mind, I said he wouldn't, he wouldn't check back 8-8. He wouldn't check back 6-6. He wouldn't check back 9-9. This was my exact thought, like after the instincts logic. So then I was thinking, I don't think this guy had a 25 V pip. So then I sort of said, will we have 10-7 suited? I think no. So I was thinking, in that framework I've made of what I think I have the nuts. Let's put the money in.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
But
7-8, 9-8, 7-8, 9.
let's acknowledge how strong this fucking line this guy done.
Yeah.
He checked back and he's raising an overbet. Like, how often does that happen in your games? And what do they have when that happens?
9-8.
9-8.
Mm,
Is that not optimistic?
Oh, 9-8, 8-7, and 9-8,
Why
8,
wouldn't
7-6 are all possible.
wouldn't
Would
a
they bet
recreational
those?
bet those every time?
Right, but again, we get it. Wouldn't they bet 6-6, 8-8, and 9-9 all the time? And those are the hands that beat you.
Exactly. So I think
So
I
they're
have the
so
nuts,
most of
but
them. So
wouldn't he
you
just
have to go on. I'm sorry.
wouldn't he just call with 9-8? Ugh, I don't know. Like I think they bet the flop, right? With I have a pair I bet, I have a set I bet, right?
Right. So none of that makes sense. What does make
That's what you
sense?
think. Then don't you think he can
Five
have some
seven,
bluffs here?
5-7, and 7-10.
No,
Right.
no, absolutely not.
and 5-7, 5-7, and 7-10, neither of which makes sense pre-flop. So his line in that sense doesn't make sense. So we'd have to throw out doesn't make sense. We're in minority land.
Do you like the jam to get the value, like to avoid a nitty check back on the river?
Sure. Sure. I was thinking call or raise.
Okay.
Because when he does have 8, because by the way, 9-8 has equity against you and might call.
Yeah.
8-7 and 7-6, if they fold, well, not that bad. You're okay with that and them folding.
Wouldn't they just call, wouldn't a recreational just call 7-6 and
Find out.
every time?
Let's find out. 10-7. Okay. And look at and what's your equity against 10-7? 20%?
Yeah. Ugh.
For one hand? Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
I'm
You
trying
can
to
click
think
on
like,
options. Click up on in the corner on options and show known hole cards. Show known hole cards at the top. And now go to the turn. Yep, you're good. Now it's showing you your equity.
yeah, I just like, I don't know, like, do they check back? Like, like this, it's just such a strong line to check back and then raise an overbear. Like, it's like, in my thinking, it's like, could this only be 10-7? That's all it could be.
Okay.
But, you know, I think if this guy was a 40 V pip, or like, would that make you want to like be more conservative than if he was like a 25?
So let's say you call here.
Yeah,
Okay. Then the river is on the call. Let's
at
go
the ace of spades.
the ace of spades. Okay. You check. The pot is, let's see. The pot's 50. What's the
7.
Yeah, he jams.
Yeah, I probably call. I think that plays worse than what I did though. I mean better. I mean better than what I did.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I prefer that, I think.
Okay.
Because I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm cautious to think just name everything a bad beat. You know. Um, that's just my approach to poker. Like I make big folds a lot because certain archetypes just are not enough bluffs. You know,
Gotcha.
and especially these like imposition guys who call imposition, they tend to be that sort of more passive archetype, I find. They're not guys running big bluffs, at least in this like fast forward pool. They're just, guys who want to see flops and, you know, put in money when they have, the nuts.
No, it was not.
Yeah, but 10-7, I never expected him to have 10-7. But I mean, I guess I'm glad you guys didn't think my jam was bad, I
Nope.
guess. You know.
No, I
Uh,
think I would have liked to have seen a bet on the flop.
okay,
I think your
yeah.
jam is bad if that's what you think about it. Like if you're saying that the only thing he has here is 10-7, then you think you have the ability to fold when he rips it on the river, then I think you're here.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking
I
about
agree with that.
10-7.
I agree
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
But that's not. But I don't think the jam's bad. Like it's still not even bad. It's like because you're still running your equity against his, which you still have a good amount of equity there. But if you're
Yeah,
saying
but
like, hey, I think the only hand he can possibly have here is 10-7, then let's minimize how we lose and call here
yeah,
and check in. If we boat up, then we get the money.
yeah. It's just like I mean, if you look in the data as well for online, it's like this is just gonna be like with the MDA, it's just it's gonna be so fucking strong, you know. It's probably yeah. I think sets and straights are way more common than two pair, like in my view, like way, 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 way more. And an overpair doesn't really make sense either.
I
But I
mean,
mean,
I think
maybe.
two pair is possible with like 6-9.
Yeah.
But I would say like, but you're those are the only hand. That's the only hand you beat. Because if you're putting him in the range that he's betting all of his eights on the flop
Yeah.
and all of his sets, then that means he doesn't have pocket eights and he has eight and he doesn't have 8-9. So he never just made two pair with 8-9.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then we're saying the slim chance that he's playing 6-9, which he already didn't think he's playing 10-7, and he likely doesn't have 6-9. Now you're basically up against one hand. And in that situation, if you're up and then maybe we just call here, and then if you think you can get away from it on the river.
Yeah. I mean, getting away with it is, I think folding here is probably not going to be a mistake in the long run, just because of like you'll see this line like once
On the river or
every
the turn?
on the turn. Like you, this
I
is
think the
literally
folding is a mistake on the turn.
I
Think
mean,
folding the turn.
yeah. But I think this line from villain, like I play about 10,000 hands a week. This might be like a one in
This is under
20,000
bluff
top.
like crazy. Like
Yeah,
this
this
is
might be
on
like
bluff.
this type of sport. I might see it like once every 20,000 hands, or no, maybe that's between 10 and 20,000 hands. This is you see this
Yeah.
spot. Yeah, like,
I mean, I folded top two the other day to a not that big of a raise because I was against one of the most passive players. And I'm sitting there
yeah,
thinking he just called, straightening card comes, and now he wants to, I bet into him and he wants to raise into me. I'm like, what the hell does he have? And he's never, like, he just doesn't raise aggressively with his thick value. That he only thing he has is nuts whenever he raises.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it looks nitty, but he even showed it. And I was like, I didn't show my hand because I don't want them to know that I'm folding that tightly against them.
yeah. I guess it comes to this point on my notes, which I play mainly this one, fold against strong ranges. Like this is one of my like cheat sheets, and this is a very strong range. So if I go in my cheat sheet, I should just close my eyes and maybe press the fold button. But
All right. Let's see the next one.
no, that's it. I don't want to hug the. Those are the two ones I wanted to share.
Sounds good. Let's do, in that case, since in case we run out of time, let's do this. Let's do let's do two Josh, then two Andy, and then go back to Josh, and then finish off with Andy.
Hello?
Hello,
Hello?
Josh.
All right. Okay. Okay, yeah, so this was last night with the $5 straddle. Yeah.
Mhm.
And these guys just limp. They limp like crazy. It's just so annoying. So I raised up. I don't know about this size. I think maybe you should have gone bigger. What do you think?
16,
Can-
20, 24, 26. I do not hate this size at all. This size seems fine. You could
No,
I mean,
I
exploit
like
it.
that size.
You could
the roll
exploit it.
fives, right?
Yeah.
So the roll
The
fives, so
straddle's five.
it's not multiples of
Oh, it's
four.
5. Oh, sorry, 5. Thank you. 20, 25, 30, 32. Nope, still okay. Still okay. Yeah, if you went to 40, I wouldn't object. If you exploitatively went to 50, I'd be fine. Wouldn't go any smaller.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Wall.
got that flop and bet 50 into 80, which I think was fine.
So before you bet this, I just want to describe what you think his range is for a double flat of for a limp.
I mean, these guys, they're just limping everything at this point that isn't jacks or ace king. No, it's like
I think he's got a lot. I think he
the
has a lot of. He's got a lot of medium pocket pairs, a little bit of suited aces, and some suited direct connectors. Those are the things I expect to see from him a lot. Okay,
yeah.
all of which
So
do
I
very well, except for the suited aces. All of which do very well on this board. The
well, I bet 60, about 60, which is I think GTO, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I would not be
Uh,
surprised to see a call here. And
yeah, call.
now that you've gotten called, I think you're getting called by 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10. All of those suited connectors that are still there, plus his eights and nines and fives and sixes, the pocket pairs there, plus Jack X, maybe even 7, 6 suited like that. Okay.
And then this is where I think I made a mistake. What are you doing in this spot? Because you want to bet, right?
Yeah, I'm going to
Um,
continue for value and be willing to get it all in.
Yeah, so I mean, I bet I'm looking at the on the solver, and it wants to go 25%, which is small, right? And I went 190. That's it. So
Fine,
50%.
Small
fine.
is so
I think.
nice. Small is such a great size, right?
Yeah, I
Because
wish I'd
he
gone
You
smaller.
get to target his Jack X and everything that's going to get a little squeamish when the flush comes in and the spade comes in, and then all of his one pair hands that contain a spade are drawing dead against you, except to two pair. So, I mean, small. I mean, you just want to keep this guy in at this point. You're okay with it, and if he jams on you, you can call.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna have some queen jack off. He's gonna have some jack X with his X a spade.
Right. And the small
Yeah.
bet here is 60. Is that right? That's for you guys? Or is it
The
45?
Even
small
go like
bet,
45.
You're going
How much
45.
is
45,
Jack
yeah.
X?
All
I
right.
mean, that's the thing though, is you can go small. You can get him to raise off all his shit going small. That's very strong. And then you can get his jacks to continue that don't contain a spade with a small size, and then all of his hands that contain a pair and a spade are gonna call. And it doesn't matter because you're way ahead.
Brian, is your
I
So
mean,
is your
if we go
small
small here, that might even, like 40, 45. I mean, that might even induce. Like that might
yeah,
be a little bit of spaz bait.
All right. Brian, is your small 45 or is your small 60 here?
with 60 is my small.
That's a
I
question.
mean,
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I'm
that's
saying
my maybe significantly you're going 50 or 60 here
okay.
for
Good.
absolute
Okay. Okay.
reasons.
Just wanted to be precise about that. So my small here is 60, your small is 60, and Andy's is 45. Okay. You go 90. I don't think
Yeah, I
it's
wish
wrong.
I'd gone 45.
Yep. Don't think
Anyway,
it's
they
Um,
jam there, and we have to call, right? We're not folding this, so
Yep. We're not folding
uh,
this. You're beat. You're often beat.
yeah,
we're all,
we're beat.
yeah, I was about to
Oh my
say
God.
you're
The way you were beat, you have so much equity against that hand.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we're not folding, but
Yeah.
it's just annoying. They limp this kind of stuff. I saw this a lot. They limp King Jack,
Yep.
King Queen suited.
Yep.
No, they're just
In fact,
annoying players.
let's
it
see.
makes you own yourself. It sucks because you own
Let's see
yourself
how
a
much
lot,
equity
You
you
but
own
got.
yourself.
Yeah. Let's
but
see how
there's
much
so many times that they have bullshit that you're gonna take so much money from them.
Yeah.
So take a look. Let's just see what your equity was on the turn when you called off. I didn't see a specific
It's
time.
like I did look it up.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll do
It's like
Let me get my
27%.
handy dandy equity
nine. You
calculator.
got nine. You got 12 outs. So you're at 20. I'm going to say 25. I'm going to say you're at 26%.
27 I've got
Okay.
27.3
Great. Okay. Close enough.
I'm putting
on
it
the
in right
turn.
now.
Against the
Let's
specific
see.
hand you're asking, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
Just
he can
against a
have
specific hand. Just
more
a
equity
specific.
based
Yeah.
on other
Yeah.
Yeah,
factors.
against a specific hand, yeah.
Yeah.
Against his range, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what we think his range is.
Right.
But,
Yep.
I don't think we can never fold this, right? I mean, like we
If he
unless we
turns
just
his
think
hand, if he turns his hand face up, let's see if we should even fold it. Let's do the
we shouldn't.
exact number.
You have 20, you have
27.2.
27, yeah.
27. How much do
27%.
I need? Let's see what's the size I'm calling off? I'm
We
calling
have to put in 276 to
done.
win.
We're calling.
It's not accurate. That's not accurate because it's showing the 515, not the 276.
Yeah, it's
But
not
yeah, it's
accurate. That's
still we're
right.
still getting the odds we need, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Because he's going 276. He's going pot into it, and then if he's betting pot, you need
130.
when they bet pot, you need 33%,
And
and
we
you
don't have
have how
33%.
much? You have
We don't have
nine out, nine plus, yeah. So you don't have. That's kind of what I was about to say. Is maybe we can fold here sometimes if we're all.
yeah, if he turned it face up, we could.
Yeah.
If it was the
His
flop,
bet
yeah,
size is
you snap off.
366. His bet size is 366 here.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's a bit more. So yeah. Well, technically, yeah. His bet's 366.
Because the pot, because
He's over bet. So you need more then.
yeah, we don't have it. We don't have the odds to call against
Yeah,
him.
you can actually fold here. If it was on the flop, you can snap him.
Right. Now, if we bet smaller and he jams, we have even less equity. But do we fold this? Let's see. What of his value range do we beat? Does he do this with? Does he do this with king queen?
Do you guys think he never bluffs? Or
Most of his bluffs.
rarely
Most of his
bluffs?
Yeah, most
bluffs,
of his bluffs have the ace of spades.
most of his bluffs have the ace of spades,
We have the ace of spades.
right?
Oh, he has 2 pair plus here.
Yeah, there is that. Okay, maybe we can fold.
And now that we're thinking about it, because if we're always behind, I didn't think we were getting the active odds. It seems
Yeah.
pretty gambly. Like we know we're behind.
Incidentally, if he's got a hand like King Four of Hearts, we have almost 39% equity.
Yeah.
Because of the 7 and the jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, King 4. That's true. All right. And
Yeah,
that's
I'm not
also true
folding.
of, and that's also
You know.
true of Jack 7 and 7-4.
Yes.
Yeah, so we have to put in 270 to win 900. I mean, like, you know.
It's not 900,
Oh,
but
because 900 is counting all of his money that he put in. It's not
Is
right.
it?
He's
Yeah.
it's
149 out.
750-ish, 760-ish.
Yeah.
No, that 900 is the actual pot. His
Oh, it is?
149 went
Yeah.
back to him.
Oh,
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 okay.
really? Okay, then
Oh,
never mind.
Yeah, so
then we did the math
we
wrong.
had to call 270 to win 912. So we're
We're good.
good actually on as is. We
Oh,
have the
okay.
equity.
Yeah, I don't know why we worked that out, how we worked that out.
All right, next time.
It's
Next
because
time.
originally it was in wrong.
Okay,
We're good now.
excellent. All right.
So more limping. 25. Yeah.
Okay. In position. Nice.
Cool.
All right.
Of course, they all.
This means that in this particular case, our raise could be bigger, but last time the size did exactly what it should. So that's great. Okay.
I mean, last time he
Check.
raised bigger, right? But
Yeah, but we were out of position.
oh, right.
Yeah. So we don't mind as much the calls here.
So I did see by this.
Why?
You know.
You're into 3 players.
Let's
Uh,
just check it and take
This is so
the
hopeful.
freebie.
Yeah.
okay.
You're supposed to lose this hand. You're supposed to lose this hand a lot more often than you want to, and it's still profitable. You just have to win
Okay.
this hand more than 1/4 of the time. You don't have to win it a half the time, and you're trying to win it 2/3 of the time with this bet.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. They're so passive, you know, just like.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, let's
Yeah.
watch this happen. Yep.
Course 2 people call, you know, it's just
Okay.
gets better and better.
All right. Now we're gonna give up.
Oh,
Now we jam, right?
Now it's time to give up.
well, yeah. The 3x jam is exactly what we're going to do.
Player 5 is protected. It's a 1x jam against him.
Yeah,
We are.
it's a pot.
So
Let's give up. Let's
so
give up.
yeah, gave up.
Okay.
And then
Ooh.
Don't
And I
do it.
thought-
Don't do it.
Ooh.
I thought, should I? I thought I don't really want to do it against for 1,000, but I thought I'm okay doing it against player 5. So I did 250 to put him all in,
Oh.
and he tanked for like 3 minutes, you know. Then he called. So I don't know.
Unfortunately, I might have done something similar. I might have been sitting there like, oh shit, they're capped now to attack them.
We avoid this is checking the flop so we don't feel like we have to shoot our way out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't hate the river.
Me either.
I don't hate the river.
he had more money behind. I would like it better.
Yeah.
And I do,
I mean, just
and I specifically like this. I
Is
like
my
the
sizing-
specificity of your size. I like putting the 250 guy all in.
but I don't like
Yeah, I
it
was
because
just get-
if I was sitting here saying I need to get a king to call, I'm gonna bet like 200.
Yep.
And
He
250,
did
I
say,
would
"Why
want to
so
have a
big?"
little extra sauce to attack that king, so I would want to be like 325.
So Brian, you want to go bigger or smaller?
I would go bigger if I was trying to make a king fold because my sizing would be from anywhere from 200 to 225 getting a king because it's a back door. If the front door came in and he checked, assuming he's not a trappy player and he's always at that then attack, I would be more comfortable at 250. If they don't see the
Yeah,
back door.
he only
They don't-
had 250. He only had 250 to bet. This guy had
Yeah.
I didn't. I was getting stronger vibes off him, you know.
But do you ever think like he might have actually folded if you bet larger. Like if you
Can't bet it
Well, I
anymore,
put
I
him
guess.
all in.
no, but
No,
I
like
put him all in.
would he have responded to the confidence of your
yeah,
bet?
You got
Right.
350.
If I
Like you
just
said,
jammed,
350, not knowing he has actually when you don't know he has 225.
well, I counted his stack. Yeah, if I jammed to get like put it all in, risking against this guy as well, it
Yeah.
looks, yeah,
Would he have done? Would he
maybe.
have reacted differently? I don't know. You
I
bet.
don't know.
You bet pot. You put them all in. I like it. I like that he
Yeah,
tanked.
maybe that would look better. Yeah,
I
he
like
did
that he
tank.
tanked a long time. I like that. Um,
Okay,
he blocks he blocks one of the things he wants you to have as your bluff, which is the hearts.
right. I'm not sure if he's meant to call. I think mixing maybe.
Yeah, he did it.
Because you don't want to have hearts or spades, right?
No, you don't.
I mean he
Actually,
wants to have
you want a
spades if he's
spade.
gonna call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you want to
but
have
you do
a
you don't
spade would be nice. Yeah,
he doesn't want to have any hearts,
Yeah.
preferably no.
he doesn't want hearts. No.
Yeah.
Uh, anyway,
But I do. But having said all that, I still dislike the bet on the flop.
yeah, that was probably. Now we're making the pot. I mean, of course, two people call, so now we've got an enormous pot.
Yeah.
It's just like, and it's just, and then it goes check, 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 and it's just like 250 sat out there, no one wants.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But I like. But
No,
you check here. He bets the turn. You fold. Everything is great.
right, he should bet this, right? I mean, I suppose it's nice to check back.
It's not to.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm just saying that if you play this out in the other line, it goes check, check, check. On the turn, it probably goes check, bet, and you just fold. And you just lose this hand, and it's okay to lose this hand. You're supposed to lose this hand a lot of the time, more than half the time. Lose this hand. And you
Right.
did. You succeeded in doing that.
The difference is you could have lost this hand for 25 instead of
Yes.
325.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
but it's easier to
Okay.
learn if you lose 325 than not
Yeah.
20.
And if your friends make fun.
So that sucks too.
He has
Okay.
he
Someone
has a
else?
heart
All right,
and
let's see what
commitment to the game. Hey guys.
Hey,
And
good to see Snake.
commitment.
All right.
All right, here we go. So
From some major punting.
this is not a punt.
This is not a punt.
I'm
This
only
is
allowed
getting
2 hands on this round, so I had to not put any, and I actually don't have any punts. Well, I didn't highlight any punts in this batch.
gotcha.
Obviously, there was punts, but we're
We'll
not
be
going
A
to look at
punt, but
those.
it's
we'll
no
be
fun.
judge
It's
that.
a punt that's
Okay,
no fun because I misread my hand.
right.
All right.
One quick, I'm going to do this one's not like a real hand. This was it's tagged for Brian.
Okay.
I just want to,
5-3 suited.
Or win.
it does not.
That's impossible. 5-3 always wins. He's got a 9.
There we go.
He was the underdog there.
Got out of that cheap. That's nice.
All right, so obviously I'm just going to fold here. Now this villain, this is like his second hand at the table. Obviously I have a couple other hands with him in the past, but second hand at the table, have no idea.
Right.
He calls, I think 14. Oh no, 14 folds.
Right.
Pretty nice flop for the Kings.
Bet, bet, bet.
Yep. Maybe
Right.
could have gone a little bigger here.
That's fine. I think this is a good
Everything
flop.
that's gonna continue. It's gonna
Oh.
continue.
Yeah.
Right. He continues.
Right.
Now this is where things get a little, I'm like, head scratchy. So he donks for a B66.
This is
Call.
what we've been looking at.
Yes.
This has been under bluffed, correct? Not under
Which
bluffed,
is-
but more value oriented than most of the time, most donks.
Yep. Yep. It is.
Like what? And I'm trying to look at it like what calls the flop that turns value here other than something like 8-9
6-5.
5,
that
6,
is double
5.
gut, that is
Lot of
open ended
hands.
on the flop.
5,
What was
6,
that?
5, 8, 9, 3, 4.
A lot of
Yeah.
hands to beat you. But
So I don't do anything stupid here.
We
no,
just call. That's fine.
yeah, call.
Yep, I'm not folding.
No, and consider, and now we see. Oh, this is nice. This counterfeited some of the two pair.
Yep, and then Bink.
Really, it didn't
Fold,
really do that. It didn't really counterfeit the two pair we think he has.
Yeah, because
fold,
his two pair are 6, 7, 5, 6
more of them.
are the most predominant two
We
pair, I
think
think.
when they donk like that, we think it's mostly 5-6 there. So
Yeah.
it
5-6,
only
also five,
counterfeits 7-5.
also 5-7, and the freak Jack 5, but still. Okay, time
Yeah,
to fold. Time to fold.
yeah, we fold.
Yep.
Right, we
And I
fold,
do.
Andy, right? Yeah.
What does he have?
You
Gonna play
sounded
that?
worried, Brian.
No.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
And then here is a fun one. And this one we can actually go through twice from two different perspectives.
All right,
Um,
yours.
our new member is the villain.
Boo. All right.
No way.
Yeah.
Where's he at? He's still here?
Yeah. He's still here.
It's in. All right, assets in. I'm gonna make fun of your play.
Are you going to make fun of his play or Andy's play?
We can do both.
Probably Andy's. Probably
Do both.
Andy's.
I played. My analysis was really good, and I played this hand really well, and that's the story. I'm sticking to it.
All right, let's see it.
All right, folded to me. Obviously, I'm going to open. And in the lower stakes, like I was saying, like I prefer the slightly bigger open because they just don't fold. I'll get that little extra value every hand. We get a call, two calls, so we go multi-way. Goes check, check.
And it goes
Obviously,
check.
yep, multi-way theory. I'm just gonna check, right? I'm
Yeah.
not that good. And even heads up, I probably would have just checked here to see what happens on the turn. And then it goes
Theory will
check.
have you C bet here, not it won't have you check range. It will not in this hand, it won't have you check this hand. It will bet this hand.
Anyway, so it checks through again to me. Now, I mean, I figure any value here, any of the two pairs, a lot of the bigger draws are going to, high equity draws are going to start betting. I think a king's going to show itself from one of the, villains on the turn. So I bet I go with a B66. Value, but more equity denial. Because I do think there's some maybe Jack 10, Queen Jack. There's some stuff that still has equity that may,
Zing,
may not.
boo.
Huh?
Big sizing bigger, you go bigger. If you're saying I have the best hand here, they don't have a lot of king X when it gets checked to me here. Let's target the hands that are elastic. Let's
Yeah.
target, all of their jacket, all of their straight draws. And
And then we get here.
oh my gosh, this guy.
Yeah.
What
And
does he
now,
pick up here that check?
and that's what I'm wondering. Like I feel like with the check in the hand, I felt like I mean the only real value here is like pocket sixes, pocket nines, or pocket deuces that somehow didn't bet the flop thinking I was going to bet the turn. So went for a check raise there. But I think there's a lot of bluffs. That six brings in, now they can have 3, 4, 4, 5 that has straight draws, a hand like 7, 8 of hearts.
Andy, what makes you think he
Yeah.
can't have King X here? King Queen, King Jack.
I just think those would have bet the turn. When I check the flop and now multi-way, I feel like a lot of the King X is going to check. And then the weaker King X that didn't come out and bet the turn isn't going to be check raising the turn.
When you check back the flop, though, he can still have King X here and check to you on the flop.
Yeah.
And you
The
bet,
turn, you
and
mean?
Yes, his argument is that since when they're not betting, they're going to come out and bet the turn a lot.
At this level, at this stake, I mean, high likelihood that when I check the flop, they're going to come out and bet that King X, especially the stronger King X with so many possible draws. He's going to come out and bet that on the turn. So when it gets checked twice, I feel there's a very high likelihood that I have the best hand. And now I want to kind of go for thin value / equity denial. I don't think there's a lot of King X. And I think the King X that does still get here is very rarely going to get check raised.
So before
So
you
I feel like this check raise is a lot of, it's either turning like a hand like 8, 9, 9, 10 into a bluff. It's turning a hand like 7, 8 of hearts into a bluff. I feel like this check raise in this spot is a lot of bluffs
okay, just remember
or
one thing
pocket
though.
sixes.
Right, remember one thing though here, which is before I like that you looked at the individual combos, but before you look at the combos, we just ask one question. In general, are turn check raises underbluffed or overbluffed?
We're generally under bluffed.
Generally underbluffed. And then for this guy, before we look at the combos, for this guy, do we have a reason to believe on this guy that that's not true? That he plays different than population?
His turn check raise percentage with a decent sample size is higher than population.
Okay, great. All right, now we look at the individual combos. I just wanted to get that general stuff out of the way. All right. So
And I
so
feel
with that in
and
mind,
I felt in game he is one of the few players in pool that is capable of finding some bluffs here.
great. Okay, so you're going to call, not three bet him, of course. Right.
Of course.
Okay, good. So you call. Good. All right. 7-8 just got there.
Yes, 7, 8, and 3, 4.
Right. And he bets 7.
Yeah,
And you get
and
you
this is
pulling out
where
your worst flush draw.
I'm scratching my head. I'm like, is this spaz bait right here? Is he trying to get me to spaz out with the nuts?
So don't spaz. So don't spaz.
No, I didn't. So
Right.
ultimately,
Maybe.
I just call.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you just call and just lose 7 more big blinds and beat
Pink, there you go. See,
eight.
let's
I love
hold
your
out
river
the
play.
hard draws that beat us.
Love your river play. Right. By the way, notice the way he played it. He did not improve his equity on the 6. That's not what made him do it.
He thinks you're captain. You're just stabbing.
It was your
Yeah,
was it your
he
side?
thinks I'm stabbing here and super capped, and he's trying to deny my equity or steal the pot.
Flop went check check, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So flops check check check.
Right.
Turn is check check bet fold raise.
All right. That's ambitious of him. And his bluff on the river.
Now let's go back to the beginning.
And his
We'll
bluff
put the
on the
cards
river.
up.
And his bluff on the river is just to get you to fold the ace of hearts, right?
Pretty small.
Yeah, I might have even with ace X, I might have still had to look him up.
All right, let's see what his bluff on the river accomplishes. Does it accomplish anything ever? Or is
He's
that
in the
just
chat right now. Let's hear his thought process.
All right, let's see. Go.
Can
Bye,
you hear
everybody.
us?
Turn on your mic.
Got me? Can you
Now we
hear
got
me?
you.
What's up,
Okay.
Acids?
Welcome,
How you
assets.
doing?
Hey, thanks.
Wish you would have punished Andy more though and blasted him on the river.
Oh man, I haven't had a chance to review this hand, so it's kind of embarrassing. But no,
I don't hate it because if you're going for just folding out the ace X of like flush draw, so there, I don't hate it.
Oh man, I'd been playing a lot of higher stakes, and I was just undervaluing like the opponents right here, and because it was a 3-way pot, and at this time. I don't know. Like people seemed a little bit more aggressive pre than I thought. So, anyways, like the point is, by the time it came check, 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 and everyone checked, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and check late. When he had bet, I thought, well, no, he doesn't have a king. I just didn't put him on a king, so I was like, I'm gonna play a king. I have a
Not
king.
a strong king, yeah.
Yeah, right. I have a really strong king, and then like. That's why I thought, okay, on the river, what would a strong king do? A strong king's going to bet so small that it's just like begging for a call, which obviously Tens called me, so that was stupid. But if I punted it like that, he might have called me anyways because it was like a bad line. But
And
at
you
the
weren't
time,
calling if he blasted.
I think
You're
I got
writing
a
it
little
down.
emotional. I don't know. Like I was playing it like a king, and I don't know. I didn't put him on a king. I didn't put him on like trip nines. That didn't really make sense. Um, I don't know. Um, I was trying to play like what's a value bet that somebody is gonna like see as a value bet, and they just it wasn't big enough. I don't know. Um,
I like it better if it was an idea of I want to fold out heart draws. That beat me.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
the heart yeah the heart draws were there. But I could see like an ace hike. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
An ace high could get, I would, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I
you're up
Population, I
against
think,
I
is
had heart
folding ace
draws
high.
on my mind
you,
because I don't have a heart in my hand, right? Like I'm not holding a heart, so like that was really high on my list.
well, you're
Um,
up against a donkey. So if you just put up like one big blind here, he's going to spaz raise you and then you can bet three bet him and make him fold.
Basically.
Just kidding.
well,
Get up.
yeah, that's yeah. I'm sorry. Like I should like I didn't review. I don't know I was gonna get into this. Like that I was gonna even be allowed in to see this, but I
Good.
obviously uh I put him on a loss like heart draw as well. I mean, I don't have any
Yeah.
hearts. Like I'm not blocking that. I mean, um,
When he called your check raise, why didn't you want to blast the river there when he calls? Like if you say we remove all of his king X when he goes checks through on the flop and then comes out and bets a turn, wouldn't you want to blast the river?
Blast the River.
Yeah, concerned about him getting there with a open-ended straight draw or like
Uh, no, no. That's that's the problem is that because he called, I saw what he had, and I immediately looked at everything in hindsight, and I'm like, well, am I thinking that I should have blasted the river because now I know he has tens, and I could have really represented a king like better, like way better. Um,
but you yeah, but you have the you have 8-7 in your range, you
right,
have still pocket sixes that
right,
could play this way, so like still
right,
all these
absolutely,
hands that could
absolutely,
blast him.
and that's kind of my point is I overthought it. I got like too many steps ahead, and my thought
Hmm.
was if I blast it, he's gonna think maybe I'm spazzing, and then he's gonna call with something like maybe he has King X, like a shitty King X, right? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he
Yeah.
has shitty King X, or like a King X, like he lost, like he has a King X with a heart in it, and he lost the heart, like whatever. So I I I thought, well, if I go low, if like real low, like I'm really trying to squeeze out every bit of value. I don't know. It's all hindsight because I knew what he had. Like you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
But but that's what I was thinking at the time. And I it was one of the two. It was either go real low or it was going to go real high and be a possible punt. And
Yeah.
now that you just said he's a donkey, I'm glad I didn't punt it because I would have
What
got
a dick.
called and lost all my freaking chips. So I lost a very small amount, I guess, but I don't know.
No.
I'm
I
I
not
was
was
saying
thinking,
kidding.
he's a donkey,
I
Andy.
was
I'm
kidding.
just saying
He's not a donkey.
that's what they said.
you know what the bet size would have been where I would have leaned more towards fold.
Andy, if he bet pot, I think the folding, right?
Yeah, I think I gotta find a fold at
Because
pot.
pot looks like if you go 2x pot, I think you're still voting for 2x pot. But I think that you're just because it's
Yeah,
like, what the
if you go,
fuck do I
it's probably
really
like a
want?
B75 or a pot bet, just because that five completes some of the bluffs that I had
Yeah.
specifically put in his range on the turn.
So that would
So
be
you
And
like,
would call the top bet, right?
yeah,
what is
if you pot, I probably fold because that
Oh,
five
you would have.
completes.
Okay.
because
Okay.
8, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you have hearts, or like if you have hearts, like that's a very valid. That's what I if I had 6, 7, if I had 8, 9 here, or 8, 6, 7, 8 here, I would check the turn looking to check raise, generate max hold equity here. So it's like, and then if it checks through, that's great. You get to realize still. So it's like, and then when it checks through, you just blast off the river because they just have nothing that can call you. But it's like that's the play I would have made. But I'm a spaz, you know.
Yeah,
I'm
there's so many people that just don't protect checking ranges,
yes,
or they check back the 10 thinking, like, not realizing that, I'm protecting my checking range and aren't thinking on that level.
yeah. You're. I mean, obviously, guess Andy, you're better than most of the pool, and you're not a total donkey fish, so
Damn
it's
it.
gonna be it's gonna
I'm
be a
gonna have to
little.
show more punts now to be a donkey again.
Yeah, no, that's I because we did a hand with who was it last week that the guy was super aggressive and you're trying to figure out what was going on. And I was like, this guy plays a similar style to me. And he check raised the turn when he picked up the flush draw, which is exactly what I would play. And that's what I was saying. And against most players, like just fold because they're under bluffing. But against a player that's capable and is going to do shit like that, it's a good call because he's gonna come out and lead with a lot of his value and he's gonna check his draws trying to folds.
We can go down a whole tangent here with this next comment, but we're just kind of glossing over the fact that Queen Jack off to a 3x from the cutoff and a call is pretty loose.
Yeah. No, honestly, I would prefer a squeeze there or probably a fold.
I mean,
Um,
King Jack off is like kind of loose.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you say move
Queen
down in
Jack.
stakes, though. We could just have him
Oh, you got to call the button here and look at it.
button call. Yeah, do
No,
a
it was a
button.
small blind call. But I
I
guess
don't
we
even
can look
have
at a
that.
button call. And
Oh,
then,
was it a
yeah, if
small
it's a
blind?
button call, but yeah, it was a small blind call, which obviously I can't look at on peak because doesn't give me the option to call. But yeah, it was a small blind call.
How did you talk to this
Right?
guy? Did you invite him to the group? Andy?
Yeah, I kind of joked that, like, after we were chatting and we were in the chat box a little bit after the hand, and I said, I was like, yeah, that one's definitely getting tagged for review in the group in study group tomorrow. And
That's pretty cool.
and he's like, I want to get in that study group, and we were chatting in the chat box, and then you know I then I had him hit me up on Discord, and
That's
he wants to study. So
well, welcome assets in.
I hope it's okay. Thanks so much.
Yeah, man. There's a guy I want to vote, but he's directly in my pool, so I don't want to. I don't want him to know the way I think.
Yeah,
So
don't educate them.
yeah, but he's pretty solid. I can tell so far. And I was like considering I want to review with him too because he makes interesting plays that I'm like I don't find that usually. He didn't make them, and I would love to run through some shit with him and see how he got there. But I'm also like, talk to you because then you're gonna know how I think, and then it's gonna be a whole fucking leveling battle whenever we're playing against each other.
yeah,
Somebody
well,
else had
so
hands,
Suffer
often,
right?
when
because
you have better players like in your pool, you're not really trying to lock up with them all the time. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
him and I barely go
Let's
after
get
each other.
let's get
Yeah.
Josh in here for his hand.
Josh, you have a hand for us?
Yeah, I've got one or two more. Yeah, one's pretty easy. One was another tough spot. Yeah. Can you see?
Yeah, we can. We like that hand.
That's a good one.
And best hand in
You have
poker.
the straddle on, and then the raise. Okay, the limp and the
Oh,
raise.
bigger.
So if I was him, like generally you want to go like 4.5, right? Okay. This is
In
a
position, you
$5
can go
straddle.
three, right?
Yeah, and you're deeper here too, Josh. So bump it
We're
up.
pretty deep here. So this is kind of like an open from an early position, I guess, because he's raising a limper. You know.
Yeah, and
Um,
you said that they're limping all the time, and this is a straddle pot, and he's openly deciding I want to ice. This guy's got a stronger range. He's
Yeah,
like
we've got to
so
plowing.
yeah, I
adjust
kind
our
of wish I'd
pre-flop
gone.
sizes based on our stack sizes, our SPRs. So we're deeper, we can go bigger.
I mean,
Yeah, I wish I'd gone 70 or 75
effectively,
for it.
we're 100 big blinds because of the straddle, right?
True. Or a little bit more than 100.
We're about 100, yeah.
It's good sizing. I like it,
It's just
especially if you go
3x
heads up.
plus some dead money, but I think 70 or 70 or would be better.
And when he
If we
calls here,
call.
he's still the pot. We're looking at a what, like a 4-to-1, just under 4-to-1 SPR, and he's getting 10-to-1 to call, right?
Yep.
Right. So what does that mean for the
Well, if you go a little bit bigger, you're just going to eliminate some of those implied odds that he can get.
I would just
Like
make it
calling
based off the
pre-flop.
argument that he also is opening, like this is going to be a stronger range. Let's get him to put more money in before the flop because he's not folding. You
Yeah,
have aces, so let's get him to just stack now before he misses the.
sure, yeah.
So what does he do?
Uh
Oh, he checked.
he checked, so I bet 75, and this was mistake. I should have bet 100, right?
Mm, I think you're fine.
Why?
You're okay here. Yeah, why do you think you need to be bigger?
You want to go like 66%, right? Something
Why
like that.
though? Like
I mean, if you want to think, I mean, you can't think geometrically. I mean, you can always default to geometric here, right? So geometric, you've got a SPR of 3. So about half pot is perfect actually if you want to get it all in by river. This hand is certainly good enough to get it all in by river. So this is a good bet size.
I
Okay.
mean, wouldn't you mind getting it in earlier? I guess.
Well, let's see what the turn takes brings.
And he checks, and then I did. This is not a great turn, is it? Like, he could easily have pocket jacks. I mean, and I'm kind of wondering what he's calling with. But
Well,
two
okay,
combos.
be careful how you phrase that. Okay, yes, he can have pocket jacks here, but he can easily have lots of other hands too. So don't just immediately go to, the monsters.
Do we like? Yeah, like let's. He's got a ton of hands. I like smaller on the flop personally, just because he's gonna have a wider range than most. And then now you get here, and he's pretty strong here. So you just go big again, right? And he calls that size.
I went 100. I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking 100. We can easily get stacks in on the river, But
You could think about a jam
I
right
don't.
here.
You think just jam right here?
Mm,
Yeah.
You can at least think
mm,
about it.
it might be a little thin,
Anyway,
I think. I mean, you could. I think it might be on the thinner side, like because then he's only going to call you now when he has a set, when he has a straight. Is he going to call you if you jam? Is he going to call you with queens? Yes, maybe. Is he going to call you with tens or nines?
Nope.
no.
Probably
You
not, right?
kind of you kind of want them to call you with flush draws even, right?
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah, you just don't
you're
want to
kind of
give them red
eliminating a
odds.
lot of it with one of your cards that you have.
Right.
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
think jamming would be terrible. I just think it's thin that you're really narrowing down the hands that he can call you with.
so you think the size is okay? The pot's 300, say, and we bet a
Yeah, I
third.
think so.
Okay. And then
Anybody?
he sort of tags for a while and then rips it in. Uh, and like now I'm thinking, oh shit. But I still like don't want to fold. I mean,
No, I don't think you can fold.
I mean, he
can't
doesn't
fold really.
really
You'll
he
be
doesn't
beat.
have many two pairs, and he's not gonna have sets too often.
Yeah, you're gonna lose this hand, but I think with the pot
Yeah.
odds you're gonna win it enough to be profitable.
Yeah. So I think where I went mostly wrong, I would have bet bigger on the flop. I think that would have been the best thing to do.
What
Bet
is he
bigger on the flop
doing?
and.
All right, go ahead.
Are
Hmm?
you thinking specifically because of the hand he showed you? Because, don't be
No,
result
just in
oriented.
general. Well, looking at the solver, that's what is suggested is 66%. So
I mean,
if we go
if you
from
give
like
the
a high,
solver like a more different sizes, like a whole bunch of different ones that are like 40, 50, 60, 66%.
yes.
Yeah, you
So
can't
say he
even
opened
run this
hijack.
though. He has an under the gun opening range. He should technically, but obviously he has a hijack range.
Do you want to give him under the gun open range? Okay.
It just all doesn't really line up because he shouldn't have what he has technically, but it's going to be kind of odd the way everything lines up. But yeah, I mean,
Okay. So what was it?
it was like 7, 8,
4?
4 or
Oh,
something, or King
Okay.
8, 7, yeah,
No, 8,
8,
8,
7,
7,
8,
3.
3. So he's suggesting this. I mean, if we give it something like that. Oh, he checks. Yeah, we bet.
Still wants you to bet big. Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's going, three quarters.
right. I
Okay.
mean, you did
Two-thirds.
50%. You did 50%, right?
yeah, his was like just
How
over
much did
50,
I bet? I bet 50%. Yeah, I bet uh
like close to 60,
like
I think.
75 into 140.
Yeah. So try putting in 50% as well, an option, because 25% is still quite far away from.
Okay. A little bit.
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
it's not terrible.
Do you
No,
think, Mike, did you think that we can call because you think that he has more like combo draws that come in whenever the diamond comes?
I think he can do that
Or do
with
you think he's
value hands that
overvalued?
we beat. I think he can do
You-
that with queens, and if he wanted to, somehow have, if he has ace jack here and decides he wants to get it in here with the flush draw now, I don't know. I just think you have value hands you beat, and I don't think you can fold.
Yeah.
This is the spot that I would consider in live depending on the
So it wants us to keep betting, right? With
Hmm.
is that like too many choices? It wants to bet big like that. It wants to bet all. It's mostly going this still.
I think it
Yeah.
wants to bet that this is pretty close to geometric.
Yeah, it still wants to bet big, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then he shouldn't actually jam. He should just call, which is
Well, that's it. Yeah. What's the SPR now? The SPR is
and if he does jam, we call it off.
what's your EV? Change it to EV here.
SPR is 1.5 to 1.
Yeah, I mean, you can dramatically overfold here.
It's
It's the
it's
most
hard.
underbluffed line in poker.
It's just like how often are they going to be like queens, I think is the only hand that I can get behind that might do this. I think ace jack's not.
So yeah, so we're indifferent, right? Is what it's essentially saying it's indifferent.
Yeah,
So
with these bets that I put in, with the bet sizing I actually used, Jeff.
it's this. So is the sizing similar to what was in game?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can. I think you can. It's a dramatic overfold, but you could see it's essentially um losing
And
money.
king's calls because it. Why does king's call? Because it unblocks bluffs or something.
Um,
What should he be
They
No
have more
jamming?
idea.
ace jack, maybe.
He should be
well, I
jamming
mean, if you
ace.
really want to understand that, the way to look at it is to see what he's jamming with. It's all about range versus range interaction, right? So if you go back to what he's jamming with here, which is what we're looking at, right?
Yeah.
So where are his bluffs here? So we kings maybe it's because he sometimes does this with ace 10
Like yeah. Wow.
in theory. So he
Which
does
I
he's
this
mean,
with
not
solve
doing
ace.
that.
jam with
This
ace.
might be enough. I mean, you this might be enough to where we get to the calls with kings unblocking his ace 10 and ace 5 bluffs.
Yeah, because ace 10 can hit an ace against kings, right? So
Yeah. What'd be interesting here? Here, here's his jam. If you node lock here, just remove one bluff. Just one.
so is that what I do?
Yeah, node
And
lock,
then
and then let's just take out one bluff. Let's take out. Now, I'm not. We figured this out the other day, and I'm not entirely sure how you do it. But so his bluff, a bluff here is ace 10. So just remove that little bit of bluff. So we never.
how do I
So
do that?
so yeah. So open ace
Yeah.
10. That's fine. Now that'll do it. Now apply. All right.
And now
Now let's
he
see what our
jams,
reaction is.
and we fold it.
Fearful.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But not only that, switch to the pure EV view. I mean, we can see it here. We don't, never mind. We don't need to do that. But we can see all of a sudden we've taken away that little sliver of bluff. Look what the call EV is now.
Where's the pure just
Uh,
here?
yeah, it's the same. It doesn't. Well, yeah, that's more realistic. So, yeah, it's a clear fold once we moved a sliver of bluff and it's a fold.
And
So
go
that
back
tells us in theory we just really don't, not in theory, in reality, we really just don't need to hero this.
and go back to under the guns jamming range here. And yeah, go to strategy so we can see. And so when the villains that we play with, are they going to be jamming queens? Because here they're not.
No, sorry, that was not on the right setting. This was just their strategy.
Look on the
That's
no
their
lock.
strategy. That's their jamming.
Right.
Jamming.
So they're not jamming queens here. Whereas I think some villains are jamming queens, and I think some villains are getting here with ace jack and jamming ace jack.
Yeah, they would. So we're beating some stuff.
Well,
That's
can't
what I
we create
mean.
that? Can we create that
Sure, you
through
can
this?
block that. It's gonna
Just
it's gonna end up that we call.
Well, I
But
was gonna say we can adjust a lot of shit then.
That's my point. I don't
It's
know how realistic these ranges are, and it's kind of hard to
I
like
mean,
make
six,
some
judgment
people would
call.
jam kings, right? I mean, they could jam kings
but they're
if they
not.
had them.
We're saying
he
they're
They
probably
doesn't
wouldn't
not
have
he
here
them.
doesn't
with
get here
them.
with kings.
Um,
So like
So you gotta
six
unlock
five
it.
jam.
how do I do it? Unlock?
Yeah, I think you hit the unlock button on the top right. Or maybe it's unlocked already. Okay, now go to queens. Uh, can
Yeah.
you open it?
Go over to the left and click all in. See on the left when you're covering over that.
Oh yeah.
Well, instead of giving it pure, give it like a sliver. See how much a sliver changes it. I mean, if you give it all of it, we're always going to call with aces. But if you give it a sliver, it might be indifferent. Like
Oh my God. This is
well,
yeah.
yeah, it's just saying 100. Okay, so now it's calling half the time. Why don't you make it just to make this interesting? Let's make it like I don't know, make it 20% of the time that it shoves queens.
Yeah.
And then it never folds queens. So it's either, yeah,
Okay.
it's 2080. That's it. There you go. Now hit apply.
I'm gonna do that with ace jack.
And now when he goes all in, you're gonna call pure.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what's your EV now? Look at your EV. Is this EV? Strategy plus EV.
Yeah. It's a big, massive call.
Yeah, it's a clear call. Yeah, I just don't. It's an underbluff line, and I think Mike has a good point. If you have someone that's going to do it with queens, then it's a clear call. But I think it skews a lot towards two pair plus.
Yeah, and these
Yeah.
ranges that we're looking at, who knows how, skewy it is, like what's the actual,
Well, I was gonna say
it's
jack
so
eight
hard to
suited
like
might be in that
determine.
calling range.
Yeah, but if they have two pair, that's fine, right? We still call it off. But
Mm,
yeah.
I mean, just not. It's just like, yeah, you can if you think the opponent's gonna do it often worse. But if you're in the spot where like, hey, they're under bluffing here, this is the most under bluff line. I mean, a check raise on the turn is already under bluffed, but done in a three bet pot when you bet into him twice is incredibly under bluffed. So the
It
question is,
is the
are
most
they
underbluff
ever?
spot in poker.
Yeah, like are they ever overvaluing? If they're a player that's not gonna do that, then you can just fold aces here. Like if I'm playing a passive guy that hasn't got the money in once, except for when he has two pair plus, and he does this, I'm running because it's like. But if I'm against the spewy guy that's going crazy with shit, then yeah, I'm just gonna. And sometimes I'm beat, and sometimes I'm way ahead.
What if they're sort of okay-ish guy?
Okay-ish. I mean,
They can go with their reads that it's underbluffed, and you can fold.
yeah, then it's under bluffed if in that case, and you can fold. Because even if he's okay, he's not finding the ace 10 bluff, is he? Or the ace queen, or any of those bluffs. He's not going to find the bluffs that he needs to. He's under bluff.
I mean, some people say the purpose of node locking is to node lock until it shows you what you want to see and your play was right. But really,
Yeah.
I mean, if you if you use it well, you begin to understand it can show you things.
I mean,
Um, but it's not, obviously no solution is perfect, but no
Ace 10
solve
is
is
a
perfect. But
savage bluff. I hope to make that bluff one day. That would be awesome.
can you go to, and you said, is this him? Go back to under the gun again. It didn't even have 10-9 in his jamming range, right?
No, he shouldn't jam 10-9, really.
Yeah, well, if
Uh,
you lock it that he's always jamming 10-9, I'm sure it's gonna mess with everything even more. Though,
if you go to filters real quick,
if
which
he's
is in the
always
lower
jamming
right hand
10-9,
corner,
he's jamming jacks too.
where is that?
it's in the lower right hand corner, and it says filter. Yeah, and so we can see what he's jamming. So he's supposed to slow play his straights. He's supposed to slow play his his sets. Jams his two pair, and then we've given him bluffs with his overpair. I mean, we've given him jams with his overpair. Yeah, so now we're gonna call. But if you took away the overpair bluffs, the overpair shoves, we're just
You add all the other stuff that he likely would make this play with because of the way he played the straight,
yeah.
then I'm sure it's going to tell you to, even with the queens at full frequency. But if you add 10-9 suited, eights and sevens, and whatever the hell else in there, I'm sure it's probably going to tell you that you need to fold a lot and then remove basically all the bluffs because he has none.
Yeah, so he's got 11% of this is he's doing with no made hand, i.e. king high. All right, you can look at the equity part too and say, oh, okay, he's only doing this with the amount that he's doing with 25 to 50% equity, 25% equity. We're going to end up with the fold. And then you've got to look at what's going on with humans, and with humans, it's just especially live where we all know it's dramatically underbluffed. It's hard
Yeah.
to get to a
I
fold
mean,
with aces here, and Mike has a good point. Some people are going to do it with queens and jacks. because they like equity denial against your ace king.
Jax has you screwed too.
So, oh, Jack, sorry.
Yeah.
They're
Ace
gonna do it with
Jack, yeah.
queens.
Ace Jack.
Actually, jamming with jacks is quite horrible, really, because he's got me crushed. So
Yeah,
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 but
barely
they're
yeah.
do
gonna.
fold aces.
But I would
Be
make the argument
disaster.
that if he's jamming what the straight, then he's very likely jamming his in these spots. You know what I
I
mean?
suppose if he
Because
doesn't raise his jacks, the river, what's he gonna do? Lead the river with his
that's what I'm
set of
saying
jacks?
is they're gonna. That's what I'm saying is that if he plays this way, he likely is gonna play the rest of his value. Like the straight should be a very invulnerable hand, but it looks like he got scared because of draw came in. So you can assume that he's very likely going to do the same thing with his jacks, eights, and sevens as well.
Hey, but really, hats off to Larry. He found like even that ace 10 suited where there really wasn't going to get here with hardly any of it. And even just taking out that one little bit of bluff turned your aces into, just fold them. Finding that one little bit drastically changed how you should play it.
Yeah, Larry is the true wizard.
No, I'm not.
So
But I appreciate the
they're just
sentiment.
jamming. Yeah, well done, Lauren. Are they just jamming all their value because they
A
don't want
lot
the
of
river to go check check, right? I mean,
often, yes. Or if they don't, they donk massively on the river when they don't check right. But yeah, I mean, they're very likely not. They don't slow play much, most of them, unless they're the super trappy guy, unless they're Phil
yeah,
Hellmuth.
Yeah, you're always gonna run into traps. It's part of the fun, but general and some people are gonna have bluffs here, but generally it's just not gonna happen.
I mean, if
Uh,
you're against Linus, then it'd be bad fold.
all
So
right, do we have one last hand for today? Are we done?
well, yeah. Unless I've got a really easy one, but
All right, last
unless
hand,
someone else would.
guys. And then
All right,
we will reconvene tomorrow.
okay.
Scotty's here tomorrow to run the show.
Oh yeah, more limping. That's all these guys do.
So
And
I would
this
argue that
guy's
you might
what's
want to
that?
consider a bigger size. This hand is really, really hard to play multi-way in a
Hmm.
bloated pot. I kind of want a bigger size and try to get heads up.
This guy also is a tricky limper.
That makes it nervous. Okay. That would freak me out.
Uh,
Okay, so yeah. I think you benefit from using a bigger ISO size. We really want to play heads up. We want to go post flop heads up and in position. That is the mantra. And finding a size that gets us there is ideal. I understand this guy's a tricky limper and sometimes he's gonna flop quads here. But
yeah, I mean, playing a heads up in position is nice, right? But if say they're all putting in $10 of trash and we got pocket tens, we don't have to win that pot very often, right? Because we're just getting a lot of value. You know, it's going to be a massive pot when we do win it.
well,
So
that is the counter argument to my point.
Yeah,
It's a
if
valid
you're just
counter
gonna
argument
set line it,
that we now win bigger pots when we win, and so it's profitable. I just find it frankly more difficult to play. I mean, you're playing and trying to sort out what two ranges are
well, of
as
course it's
opposed
more
to one.
difficult, yeah. But then there's more money in it that you haven't put in that presumably they've got trash because you know
That
they would have
is,
raised,
I'm
right?
not going to argue your point. Again,
For
my,
sure,
my
it's more
perspective
difficult.
is it's easier to understand what we're up against if it's one person.
when you say he's a
But like
tricky,
Larry said to me,
tricky
and
limper, does that mean like he limp races or he limps and gets with very strong?
I think it means he's
both,
got some aces here.
both of that stuff, both.
Yeah.
So I went check check, and I did see better small. I thought, you know, um, yeah, and they all cool, So I'm pretty much done with it.
Yep.
And then it goes check check.
Good.
So that was beautiful, beautiful river, of course. And
Yeah.
then this guy leads. Now this guy, in the big blind, he has shown before that he just cannot fold. He can't fold anything really. So I just jammed and he called it off.
Good adjustment.
And this guy had pocket kings. I said he was tricky, and he called it off with ace four. And then this guy chastised him and said, "You're never going to win that," which I thought was funny. So that was an easy hand.
That is so weird when the guys criticizing other players' play. That's the worst thing to see. Except when you win the pot. That's a nice part.
Yeah. So
Nice hand,
that
sir. Yeah, well,
one,
good jam. I mean, I think it's a clear jam at the end. Well played.
This guy criticizing his players. He says they're limps pocket kings.
And he limps pocket kings, and then also you ISO, and he just calls.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
And
say.
now
Like,
he's
at
playing
least
against two people.
like at least he's lost the act too. It's not like he had to do some tricky call behind someone else squeeze and he can come back over the top. He's just playing
I
like shit.
have at tables where there's people who pure ISO. A limp. I have limp from UTG with aces before, but I've always come back over the top and not getting any action. But
As long as you have a good reason, it's like it sounds like this guy. I don't even know. Like I got into a hand recently with a guy that went three bet ace king, and I know it's not because he's tricky. It's because he's scared to three bet ace king. He doesn't know what to do then when he doesn't hit the flop. So
yeah,
it's like I don't know if it's that bad or like because this has to be like a scared thing. Like, how do you not three bet aces or kings here or like, limp raise them? I'm very confused.
yeah, it's just kind of like a lack of
Yeah,
skill. They're scared of playing post flop. They don't know what to do post flop.
yeah,
All they really like to do is jam pre, and yeah, that's all they can do. I mean,
I have
yeah,
no idea
and
what's
and
going through your head.
run the equity. All right, guys. So again tomorrow,
Yep.
All right.
See you
Josh, you're going
guys.
to be here.
yeah,
Josh, you're the star of the show with your access to AI. We were
yeah.
able to
Well,
set up some very special situations. Hey, Skate,
yeah. I'm
old
not sure.
school. Just say it. Say it out loud, Skate.
Say it. Oh, the outro. Thank you very much, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, for the study session today. I got here late, so I don't even know what you guys were talking about, but thanks for being here. And once again, may the poker gods be with you all.
Well played. Well played.
Yep.
See you guys.